coffee. Let's get some coffee. Hi, happy Sunday. I'm just making myself some coffee. Hi. I need my half and half. Good morning. Sorry, when I first wake up, I'm very congested. And I don't know what's going on with my hair, but I started my live before I made my coffee. Rise and shine. It's time to get up. It's time to get up. Good morning. Do I have everything? Hey, it's $20 for 20 minutes is what I do on here. Hold on a second. Okay, got my coffee. Got my albuterol. I take my ad there. Asthma. Asthma. Asthma sucks. Yes, I do have the good stuff. Okay. Hold on. Good morning. Can everybody hear me okay? I thought I would get on here and do some readings for anybody who shows up that asks for one. Or just chat. Isn't there some kind of message? Oh, Kia, I take Cash App. You got Cash App? Hold on. I'm gonna put my I don't know how to make a comment. Here, I'll give you my Cash App. I decided that I'm going to get a different pack of tarot cards because I'm not going to use those. I was going to use a different pack of tarot cards, but I decided not to. Huh. You guys can tell that I just rolled out of bed. Oh, yay. Thank you, Kia. All right, I'm going to shuffle up your cards and we'll get ready. Give me a second because I got to get these cards warmed up. I see that. Got you. It's $20 for 20 minutes. Hold on, honey. Let me get my paper out. I'm doing a little list here. Okay, Fire Dancer. I'm gonna put Kia on my list. 21 for the 21 divisions. Yeah, I got it. Let me put it. Can you guys still hear me? Kia, I'm gonna start shuffling up your cards, my dear. Okay, good. So before I start doing my readings, my live readings, I say a prayer. You should always pray and ask for your ancestors and ask for the divine to come into your readings for protection. So I have to say my prayer before I start my practice. So first I want to give praise, honor, and glory to Oludumare, who is the owner of all possible outcomes and the owner of the pot that's never exhausted. I want to give praise, honor, and glory to Eshu, who opens the roads for me. I want to give praise, honor, and glory to my father, Shango, and my mother, Oshun, who is the leader of the Aje Iami. I want to give praise, honor, and glory to the Egun, to my ancestors, the ones that I know and the ones that I don't know, and to the spirits of the dead that are around me and my spiritual court that help me do this divination. I'm also asking that the spirits of the people that I read today come forward for me, that they talk to me so that I can give the appropriate messages to them to help them on their spiritual path. Ashe, 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 oh. Grand Rising. Grand fucking Rising. All right. Now that I ask the highly elevated spirits to be with me, we'll find out what the spirit has to say. That whole Grand Rising thing is so toxic. Excuse me, don't even get me started. There's a very particular type of person that uses Grand Rising. I say Grand Rising because I'm being sarcastic. Good morning. All right, Kia, I'm shuffling up your cards. Is that how you feel, Jessica? I just woke up, so I haven't been awake long enough to really get a good sense of what's going on with the energy today. Good morning. Hey, Kia, make sure that you screen record this reading or you take your notes. Yeah, changing seasons. How you doing, Chris? Readings, reading rainbow. I woke up this morning, it was Sunday, and I decided that I was going to do a thing. I rolled right out of bed and said, you need to get on live and you need to start talking to your people. Start giving messages to your people. I did your first reading 3 years ago. Well, goddamn. Hey. I mean, I'd really like to know. I mean, was it helpful at the time? I was just, just getting started back then. I hope it was helpful. Okay. So everybody, if you wonder why it takes me a minute to get set up, it's because my spirits told me that I have to use 2 decks of tarot cards when I read, or 2 decks of cards. So I read with 2 decks of tarot cards and I work with 2 decks of oracle cards. And my fingers are starting to warm up and it makes me feel like spirits are coming around. It makes me feel like good messages are coming around. I feel good vibes today. I feel good vibes. It's not too hot in here. I'm not sweltering to death. Good morning. Bear with me, Kia. Well, Trista, I just woke up, so I haven't figured that out yet. I have not figured that out yet. I think I'm all right. I have a wonderful book recommendation for anybody who, anyone who loves Orishas. Oh, okay, hold on, Fire Dancer. I got Lying Lear, and I got you, Fire Dancer, and I got Kia. I got Pam, and Lying Lear. Thank you so much. Hold on, let me have a sip of coffee over here. Thanks, Vanessa. Okay, so first I'm going to do Kia, then I'm going to do Fire Dancer, then I'm going to do Lying Lear. Yeah. Is it Lying Liar or Lying Lear? I need to know from the spiritual world what it is that Kia needs to find out today. I need Kia's spirits to show up and show out for me. Tell me what it is that she needs. Alafia. Alafia. Mama, my Iya. Everybody, this is my Iya. This is my godmother and my priestess in Ifa. She's my mama. So if you guys want to follow a priestess of Ifa, who is amazing, and has whooped me, my Ori into shape. Thank you, mama. I'm just going to be doing readings today. I'm just going to be doing some readings. I hope you have a wonderful day too. And I hope you go live and everybody gets to. Oh, wait a minute. I can't forget. We have 2 p.m. today, right? Robert. 2 p.m. I can't forget. Shoot. It's 10. Okay. I'll be there at 2. I'm not going to screw up. I ain't going to mess up. Good thing I'm up nice and early. Hold on, Kia. I got to shuffle this oracle, and then I got one more oracle to do. And I tell you what, look, this Orisha Tarot deck, for anybody who's interested in learning more about the culture of Orisha tradition, there's a lot of really, really interesting and great stuff in that tarot deck. It's an awesome tarot deck. And I'm studying it because I want to be able to use it. Thank you so much, Ia. Blessings. I'll see you later today. I love that woman. She's awesome. She is a true embodiment of Odu on earth. Good morning. You like my headband? Looks kind of sexy, doesn't it? Looks kind of sexy. Alexa, volume. Alexa, volume 1. Okay, Kia, here we go. Hello, Jan. All right, Kia, here we go. Let me set my alarm for 21 minutes. All right, let's see what kind of messages we have. Oh, wow. You got a lot of serious messages coming out here, and a lot of messages coming out here through your, about your spiritual path. Whoa. Okay. So, my first question to you, Kia, is, thank you, Storm. My first question for you, Kia, is, do you have your Boveda up? Do you have your ancestor altar up? In your home, did you put out your glass of water, your white candle, your flowers, anything that has to do with your ancestor shrine? Have you created that? I didn't think you did. So let me tell you something, Kia. It's very, very important for you. And it's very, very important for, where's my fucking moderators? Get in here. What you need to do, my friend, is you need to pick a corner of your home that you're going to dedicate just for your ancestors, okay? Clean your house, get a glass of water, get a candle, okay? Find a nice quiet place where you can sit and you can actually talk to your ancestors. Things that will go on your ancestor altar is a glass of water, a white candle. You could put some flowers out for them. You can put pictures of dead loved ones that you want on the altar, as long as it's just them. It does not have you in it or anybody else who is alive. That is a place that you're going to sit and meditate and pray and talk to your ancestors. It's very important that you do that. There's a book I want you to buy, and I'll go get it out of the other room in a minute, and I'll show you. It's called Badass Ancestors. Badass Ancestors is the book that I'm going to recommend that you buy and read first so that you can start doing that ancestor veneration. That ancestor work is very, very important, okay? Your guardian spirit, your guardian angel, whoever that is very, very close to you, okay? It's you need to spend more time really connecting with your primary spirit guardian in your spiritual court. Okay? Did you say your mama is your guardian? You need to take the time to really focus on interacting with your court. Now, there's stuff coming through in your reading that is not necessarily great, and I want to talk about it. I'm so sorry that she passed away, but she's still with you. You know, our dead never leave us. You know, they never leave. Nobody actually ever dies. The physical body goes, but the spirit never dies, okay? For one thing, spirit is talking about like inner child healing work that needs to be done. Spirit is talking about like trauma from your childhood, or other heartbreaks or sufferings that you've had in life that need to be released, okay? So that's very, very important that you do inner child healing, inner child work. What is one of the ways, and this, for some reason, this has been coming up a lot lately. What is one way that you can do inner child healing or inner child work? Well, one of the things that you can do is you can do things for yourself that you wanted when you were a kid that no one did for you. Like, let's say when you were little, you always wanted a particular kind of Barbie, or you wanted a particular kind of toy, you know, but your parents wouldn't buy it for you. Well, you're an adult now, and you need to maybe go find that toy and buy it for you and have things for you. That's very, very important that you do that healing work. And you said you do things with your own children, which is absolutely great. That's good. Allow yourself to be a child again, you know, and I don't mean like a big baby. I don't mean like an adult child in a negative way. I mean, allow yourself to do things that you always wanted to do that you haven't done. Sit down and make a list of the things that you've always wanted to do that you haven't achieved yet, and then start thinking about how you can actually make that happen. A message that's coming through for you in divination is you have fairies around you. You have fairies, nature spirits. Those are very, very important to you, okay? And so what I'm going to recommend to you is that since you like to play with your kids, you need to create a little fairy shrine, okay, outside your home or somewhere in nature, and take your children to do it. What are things that fairies like? Fairies like mirrors, they like glitter, they like sparkling things that are shiny and reflective, trinkets, and they like sweet things like cupcakes, honey, molasses, syrup, and things like that. So what you should do is you should create a little fairy ritual or fairy ceremony that you take the children out and say that you're going to create a sacred space for the fairies, and you can do that anywhere you want out in nature. Okay, you pulled the Five of Wands. The Five of Wands talks about conflict, and it talks about other people dragging you into their problems. Okay, the Five of Swords is all about what I say. Don't allow other people to drag you in to the middle of your don't allow other people to drag you into the middle of their problems. As an example, let's say you have a mom and you have a sister, and your mom and your sister don't get along, and they're fighting with one another, and each one is coming to you trying to get you to take sides. Walk away from that kind of drama. If you're in a friend group and the friend group starts fighting with one another, Walk away. Don't allow other problems to become your problems. Very, very other important real life message that's coming for you is there's something that you need to be studying. There's something that you need to be learning. I don't know if that's something that you need to study and learn in order to get a higher paying job or to progress forward in your job or your career, or maybe you've been thinking about going back to school or taking some certification like a training that you want to do. But what Spirit is saying is there's more learning that has to do with your life. Hey, congratulations. That's great. You know what you need to do? You need to create a money bowl for yourself. Do you know how to make a money bowl? You need to do a little conjure. You need to do a little spell casting. You need to do a little bit of work to try to get that supervisor position. I'm going to tell you how to do it, okay? This is a very easy ceremony, ritual you can do in order to get money. Get yourself a little bowl, okay? Preferably a green bowl. It doesn't have to be very big, okay? You can put this in your kitchen. You can put this in your bedroom. Go to a bank. When you get there to the bank with nobody watching, snatch up some dirt and some grass and put it in a Ziploc bag. Go home, put the bank dirt, and the bank grass inside the bowl, then put rice on top of it. Mix up the rice, okay? And then what you want to do is you want to put some dollar bills in there. You want to put some change in there. You want to get some sticks of incense like dragon's blood or something else that represents wealth, sandalwood. Put some sticks of sandalwood inside that money bowl. And if you want to, put a little green candle right in the middle of the rice in the money bowl, okay? And then what you're going to sit there, you're going to close your eyes, you're going to pray to the ancestors, pray to your spirits that they're going to help you, that they're going to bring you some money, that they're going to bring you wealth, that they're going to make you stability. You pull the Ace of Pentacles, which talks about focusing on material wealth and focusing on yourself and your money-making abilities. Say your prayer, light your candle, and then set it over to the side and let your money bowl go. Keep your money bowl. You can always add things to it, but that's a simple money bowl. And let me tell you why it's very good and important to reach out to your ancestors when it comes to like trying to get money. And Maia says this all the time. Spirits of the dead are very good for helping you achieve fast work because of the fact that they remember what it's like to be alive. They might, they're disembodied, so they're like in a different realm. But the fact of the matter is they remember what it's like to be alive. And your ancestors have a vested interest in you succeeding in life, okay? So go to them. You pull the Thunderstorm card, and I absolutely love this male dancer dancing out in a thunderstorm, okay? This Thunderstorm card says that next time there's a thunderstorm or a rainstorm that comes through your home, collect that storm water, okay? Collect the water that is falling from heaven so that you can start collecting water. I think that you should also be collecting water from several different places. Are you practicing witchcraft? Are you practicing magic? Because if you are, it would be good to get yourself some bottles and bottle up some water that comes from the river, bottle up some water that comes from like the ocean, rainwater, thunderstorm water, and collect those things. Here, Spirit says that you're going to be going on a journey and you're going to be doing some traveling. I read that. Spirit is saying that on your spiritual journey, it's very, very important. I'm not talking to anybody except Kia, so I'm just going to put this out there. This reading is not a broad reading for everyone. So if you're not Kia and you're not paying for a reading, I'm not talking to you. So don't think that my messages are coming out for everybody. That's not how that works. It's not how readings work. Just to put that out there. Don't be so grand that you think everything is directed at you, because it's not all about you all the time. Kia, a major thing that you need to be paying attention to is you need to be paying attention to your dreams. You need to have a dream journal, okay? So what I want you to do is I want you to get a pad of paper. I want you to put it beside your bed, and I want you to actively, when you wake up in the morning, try to remember your dreams, okay? If you can't remember your dreams, there's a little technique that you can do, and I'm going to tell you what the technique is, okay? Let's say what time do you get up in the morning? When do you start your day? Because there's a little trick, and it's not fun, but you can try to do it. 4:30 to 5 a.m. Hey, Deborah. So this is going to piss you off, okay? But there is a technique that people do, that they set their alarm for either a half an hour or 45 minutes or an hour before they actually have to get up. So you go to sleep, whatever time you go to sleep at night, and then your alarm goes off about an hour before you're supposed to actually get out of bed. Get up, turn off your alarm, go pee, get back into bed, close your eyes, and go back to sleep. The disruption that you give yourself in the middle of the night for your sleep can actually trigger more dreams. Well, what we're trying to do is trying to get you to contact your spirits. Contacting your spirits is very, very important for you. And I feel like what Spirit is saying is that dreaming is something that you should be actively trying to work on, okay? Get some books about dreaming and lucid dreaming, and we'll see whether or not we can improve the quality of that, okay? You have a priestess that walks with you in your spiritual court. I was trying to determine whether or not this person is a witch or whether or not this person is like a priestess. You have a woman in your spiritual court that is wearing a very, very long baby blue dress. She's also wearing a cape or something that's falling over her shoulders. And that's like a dark blue color. I see she has dark hair and dark eyes, like black hair, that goes down her back. She almost has a look of an indigenous woman. That's her complexion. She has high cheekbones. And this particular priestess is a spirit that I see around you in your spiritual court, okay? There's another spirit that I see coming through in your spiritual court. You have, okay, it feels like to me that you have more than one kind of priest around you. One of the priests that I would say is coming to you, in my tradition, we would say a monk. This looks like someone who took a vow of celibacy, a vow of poverty, someone who spent a lot of time, maybe around churches, maybe in some other tradition that required them to pull themselves away from society. This might or might not be an ancestral spirit for you. You also have a female spirit that's around you that is very, very, very feminine, very, very, very female, very, very muchly like a highly elevated spirit that is very connected to the planet Venus. And I'm not going to lie to you. For me, I get a lot of Oshun energy coming through in this reading. I get a lot of Oshun energy. Actually, I feel very strongly that there's something that's going on with you that is all about water and being fluid and being connected to the earth, and also something that has to do with romance and love. And my my madrina, the first one I had, I asked her, when I do spiritualist reading and I feel that Orisha energy coming through, should you talk about it? Should you share that with the client? And she said, absolutely, you should. So I don't know whether or not you are about the Orisha tradition or not, but you just got a lot of beautiful feminine energy that's around you that's coming through very, very golden and coming through very watery, okay? If Oshun is important to you, I'm going to make this recommendation as one of her children, okay? When's the last time you went down to the river and talked to Oshun? Get 5 oranges, get some honey, get some cinnamon, go down to the river, sit beside the river, and talk to her. Her body is the fresh waters of the earth, and her spirit and her consciousness is all love. That's great, Kia. Slice up those oranges, put honey on them, make sure you taste the honey first, put some cinnamon on top of the oranges too, and then you can line those 5 oranges up right there on the side of the river, or you can even put them down in the river. It's okay. It's biodegradable. Okay? And tell Oshun what it is that you want. Tell her what you need. Tell her to come to you in a dream. I know you don't dream, but we'll kind of like put this theory to the test. Tell her to come to you, okay? Trying to see if there's any warnings, any other warnings that are coming through. I want you to take a spiritual bath, okay? If you're a spiritual person and you're on the spiritual path, it's very, very important for you to take a spiritual bath every single month. And I just made a TikTok video the other day about a spiritual bath you can do, very simple, with coconut milk, essential oils, Florida water, Colonia 1800, and either some gin, vodka, or rum to put in a pour-over bath. I want you to take a spiritual bath, and I want you to try to do it this week. Interestingly enough, this is the last message that I'm going to give you. You pulled the 9 of Pentacles, and you also pulled Horsetail in my astrological oracle or herbal astrology deck, and both of them talk about patience. What Spirit is saying is that you need to demonstrate more patience in life. They might be saying that you need to demonstrate more patience because you might be dealing with anger-related issues. I'm not saying that you are, but I'm saying my spirits came to me and they told me one time, patience is the medicine for anger, and gratitude is the medicine for resentment. So that could be a reason why patience is coming up for you. Or number 2, you need to just chill and wait for the universe and wait for the spirits to bring you what it is that you need to get and not be upset about it. Don't worry. Everything is fine. Even when things are not fine, they're going to be fine. Okay? Just remember that you are a spiritual being having a physical experience, and as long as you're alive, our time is running out. As long as you are alive, you are going to be in a constant hustle and a constant struggle to survive. Okay? It's always going to be a struggle. It's always going to be tough. But you can do it. Okay? And I'm really happy for you. And I'm really, really happy that you came to Orisha tradition and that you're working that. So I want you to have a beautiful rest of the day, okay? I give you my heart. Got nothing but love for you. And thank you for coming back and getting a reading from me after all these years. It means the world to me. Yay. Great. That was a good, successful reading with a lot of messages. I didn't think I was awake enough to get all those messages. Lord, have mercy. Lord, have mercy. Okay, Fire Dancer, guess what? I'm going to do your reading. I always think, I'm sorry, I'm not trying to harp on it. I just always think it's funny when I'm doing a reading for someone and people come into my live just automatically assuming that I'm talking to them. That's like a form of spiritual psychosis or like really, really, really heavy narcissism. Hey, Alcatraz. Yeah, you want a reading? You want a reading today? You know my Cash App. If you're interested in me reading you. Hold on, Pam. I'm throwing some more coffee into my cup. My legs fell asleep, but I got to put some coffee into my cup because I put too much cream and sugar. I put too much cream and sugar in my coffee. And my legs fell asleep. My legs fell asleep. I'm doing readings today. Today is the day for me to do readings. Lauren, would you put, if you're here, or Pam, could you put my Cash App into... You're international. That's right. Hold on a second. Guess what I did? Let me see if it's still up. If you go to my TikTok profile, and you click on my website, I should have created a place for you to pay. So hold on a second. I don't know why I'm having issues over here. Let me start shuffling my cards before I get mad. Thanks, Fire Dancer. What the fuck is going on here? What the fuck? I literally have to open my computer right now and find out whether or not it's my dumbass phone or if it's my website. No, it's not my website. Alcatraz, you've been trying to get a reading for a while. I don't know why my website is loading so slow. Okay, so this is my website. And if you go to products and services, there's something wrong with my website now. Fuck. Alcatraz. You might not get a reading. What the fuck is wrong with my website? If you're international and you can't Cash App me, you're gonna have to wait because my website, there's something wrong with my website, and that's the only way I can get you to pay me. God damn. What the fuck? Okay, I'm not gonna stress about that. I don't have any control over that. So anything I don't have any control over, I'm not gonna worry about right now. You're just gonna have to wait, Alcatraz. I will get that fixed. I mean, it's something every single day. Every single fucking day. All right, Fire Dancer, we're going in. I'm shuffling up your cards, and we're going to find out what messages are for you. Pen and paper in hand. All right. Let me shuffle up these cards really good for ya. For ya. It's a nice, peaceful, quiet day so far. We only had one person tell me I'm going to hell, but they left. FYI, everybody, there's always a backup plan in case my live goes down for whatever reason. And if I'm ever on live on TikTok, I always will go to my YouTube channel and go live, which is, there's a link to it directly off of my profile. Just saying. Good morning, Liz. Blessings. Because I'm easy like Sunday morning. Aye, boo-boo. Aye, boo-boo. Now let me say it like Priestess Rose says it. Aye, boo-boo. Good morning. Benedición. May the Orishas bless you also. Hey, Tony. What's happening? Did you say you just got scratched? Is that what you mean? Because or you mean you got scratched in Palo? Because you don't get. Oh, so did you get crowned in Orisha tradition, or? Okay, Miss Honeybee, you're all over the place, and I don't. Yeah, I don't know if you know what you're talking about, because in Palo Mayombe, you get scratched, you don't get crowned. And in Lukumi or Santeria, you get crowned after you go through other initiations. There is no crowning ceremony that happens in Espiritismo, and if you got your Lave Tet in Haitian Voodoo, then that is also not necessarily crowning. So I'm just wondering, what are you... I don't think you understand what you received. If you received an initiation, I don't know whether or not you received the whole thing. I think you need to go back to your godparents and clarify exactly what ceremony they performed on you. Crowned the son of Yemaya and Arinle. In Espiritismo, they have you crowned in the Misa. I know. Okay, so I know that there are some people that do some kind of crowning ceremony to the head in Espiritismo, but for the most part, a lot of people don't. Or I guess maybe it's 50-50, because in the houses that I've been in, there have been no crowning ceremonies for Espiritismo. The other thing is if you're working with Danielle practices Haitian Voodoo, Miss Honeybee. And they don't... No, I believe you. I believe you, Alegua. There are people that do. I'm just saying, in the houses that I've been a part of, there wasn't... they do misas before you go in to receive certain minor initiations and initiations, but they didn't particularly crown anybody. So since we're talking about that, let me just say that it's your responsibility as an individual to study and learn as much as you can about the traditions that you're interested in getting initiated in and understand the terminology. Because if you don't understand the terminology that's being used, you are highly susceptible to finding a scam artist that is going to cheat you out of your money. Brittany, go talk to your godparent about that. Do you have godparents? No, my Elay is meeting at 2. Today is the day to go to be with my Ia in her house. Well, here's the thing. Brittany, what did you do? Go to the crossroads, say a prayer to Elegua, and leave 3 pieces of candy? I'm part of a very active house, and I love it. Every Sunday we go on Zoom for like an hour, and our priestess teaches us. But thank you, Chris. I appreciate that. I need those reminders. Do it at a trash can? Well, there's an Elegua that lives in the trash can. There's an Elegua that lives everywhere. There's an Eshu that lives everywhere. There are many different Eshus. Many, many, many different Eshus. And yes, there is an Eshu that lives in the trash can. So who told you to do that? There's an Eshu that lives everywhere. Because Eshu is a legion of spirits. Hold on, Pam. I have to shuffle the cards until I feel good about it. I feel good about that. Hey, Gina. So you went to a reader, and they told you that you needed to go to the trash can and what? Say a prayer or talk to Elegua, and then okay, all right. I don't want to. Okay, so let me put it this way. How about this? Let me. Okay, listen. Who is this? Brittany. Let me tell you people something, and this is across the board for everybody. For one thing, I received my Lavetet in Haitian Voodoo. I also got initiated in the 21 divisions 3 years ago. I'm scratched in Palo Mayombe, okay? I've received my hand in Ifa, Cuban Ifa, and I moved to Nigerian Ifa, so now I'm in traditional, and I will be receiving my Orishas and everything through my priestess in traditional Ifa. I have kind of gone the spectrum, and I'm an espiritista. I've pretty much gone the spectrum when it comes to exploring and running with and receiving initiations within the different traditions that come out of the Caribbean, okay? So let me put it to you this way. It's not my place to sit here and judge what some other reader tells you to do. It's not my place to sit here and tell you whether or not another reader told you correct or not, or verify for you whether or not the spirit accepted or didn't accept your offering. In my opinion, if there was a reader that told you to go somewhere and do something, there must have been a reason why, and I'm not going to doubt that, and neither should you. So if they told you to go to the trash can and talk to the Elegua that lives in your trash can and put candy in there and talk to him, they told you that for a reason. It is not my place. I am not going to be the person that criticizes anybody else for what they do, okay? Because things that my Ia does in my house, there's a lot of people that would disagree that my priestess cast Ifa, and that she is an Ianifa, and that she is a member of the Ianifa tradition. Okay, my Ianifa is very Iami centric. Okay, so there's a lot of people that would not like my priestess because a lot of men will say that that's taboo, that's not allowed. So I'm not going to sit over here and judge whether or not some other reader or some other Santero or some other Palero or some other Voodooisant or some other person in Lukumi comes in and criticizes the way I practice the religion or the way my godmother practices it. Period. Because other people's opinions about what I do doesn't matter. And other people's feelings about what I do also doesn't matter. And you should take the same attitude. There's Umbanda. There are many different, there are different traditions of Orisha that spread itself out all over the world. Okay, it's a world religion. And there are different ways to practice it. So that's why when somebody comes to me and asks me whether or not somebody did something right or not, I can't say. It's up to that priest or priestess to determine how they're going to practice the tradition. Okay? So my recommendation to you is keep reading, keep learning, keep studying about the Orishas, okay? About the Yoruba people, okay? About how the religion is practiced in Nigeria, how the religion is practiced in Cuba, and how the religion is practiced in Brazil, and learn about all of the different traditions so that you're competent enough to recognize if someone's trying to scam you. Because guess what? There are a lot of people that scam people. There's a lot of people that scam people. And a lot of people that charge a lot of money for things that shouldn't be charged a lot of money for. Okay? So just be very, very cautious, love. That's all I can say. But I'm not here to criticize how other people do shit. I decided it's none of my motherfucking business. The only person's business I'm worried about is myself. I'm not going to be getting into any controversies with anyone. I'm not going to be fighting with anybody. There's going to be things that I do and things that I practice in this tradition that people don't agree with, and it's none of their business. See what I'm saying? And it's your spirituality is your business. Listen to your Ori. Listen to your head. The first Orisha you need to go to when you have a problem is your Ori, not someone else. Hey, a bird from Oz, long time no see. All right, everybody, I'm getting ready to do a reading now. If I'm ignoring people, it's because I'm talking to my friend, Fire Dancer, and I'm starting her reading. Okay, you guys can feel free to talk amongst yourselves, but I'm doing a spiritualist reading, and this reading is for her and for no one else. Talking about Elegua. There are people that might disagree if I say that I feel Orisha energy around somebody coming through in a spiritualist reading. But if I see or feel like Orishas coming through for someone, I will tell them and I will direct them to my priestess so that they can get a real reading to determine what's going on with that person. Dang! Have you ever had a reading before Pam, when it comes to Orisha tradition? And I'm not going to lie, I know there's a lot of people that come to me because they're interested in Orishas. Okay. So let's go ahead and break this down for you. I'm doing a reading, everybody, so you can hold your comments until I'm finished. Do you have an ancestor altar? Are you working with your ancestors? Are you actively talking to them, praying to them, creating a space for them in your home and a place for them in your spiritual practice? Okay, that's good. I would recommend, when's the last time you refreshed your altar? Every day, you work with them every day. That's good. I pulled the Three of Cups for you, okay? And the Three of Cups talks about spiritualism. It talks about spiritism. It talks about working with your ancestors. It talks about your spirit guides, and that you need to, that you really need to focus on that. And I don't mean focus on that in the sense that you need to just talk to them and pray to them, but that might also be a call that you need to be working as a spiritualist, or that you need to be working, doing spiritual things, okay? Do you actually do spiritual work on behalf of other people? Do you do readings for other people? Because if you don't, it could be that spirit is telling you that you need to start exercising your spiritual gifts and exercising your psychic gifts. Do people ever come to you talking to you about their problems? Do you know how to read oracle? Do you know how to make spiritual baths for people? Drew, this message is not for you, and everybody needs to understand the only person that's getting a reading is Fire Dancer. If you're not Fire Dancer, you need to hush, because this reading is not for you. Don't be so narcissistic that you think every message that's coming through is for you. If you want a reading and me to read you, you can pay $20 for 20 minutes. So you can cut that shit out. God. I think, Fire Dancer, that you need to really focus on paying attention to maybe potentially opening yourself up to do spiritual work for other people. It could be the way that your spirits are trying to help you maybe get some extra income. If you feel comfortable reading for other people, I would do that, and I would do that more. Another message that's coming through in your reading is the need for you to develop your spiritual gifts, okay? There are 3 kinds of spiritual gifts, and I separate them out like this. And I need you to determine which gift you feel you're stronger at, okay? The first one is empathy, or clear empathy. That means being an empath. That means that you feel the energy around another person, and you're able to determine psychic information based off of your feelings and how you're reading them emotionally. The second kind of psychic gifts that you have to do with seeing things that are not there, hearing things that are not there, smelling things that are not there, or clear knowing. Those are the clairs, okay? They're different from being an empath, 2 separate things. The third one is dreaming, and lucid dreaming, and psychic dreaming, and spiritual dreaming. Those are the 3 categories of spiritual gifts that I use. So what I'm asking you is, what spiritual gifts do you feel you already have that we can work on to make them stronger, to reinforce your spiritual abilities, to make you feel stronger so that you might be confident enough to do spiritual work for someone else? That's what I want you to think about, Pam, okay? You pulled the 6 of Pentacles, and the 6 of Pentacles talks about allowing yourself to be receptive to gifts, allowing yourself to be open to receiving help from other people when they offer it to you. And it seems like you might or might not be resistant towards accepting the help from other people when they offer it. As an example, if you have kids and somebody says, your mom or somebody says, I'm willing to help you right now, take care of the kids or something like that. I'll take them for a couple of hours. Let them do that, okay? You pull the Wheel of Fortune, and the Wheel of Fortune talks about chaos, and it talks about chaotic energy that is running through your life, okay? You also pulled the Tower card. So those are two cards that I pulled for you that are the two cards that aren't necessarily good, okay? Because there's always good with the bad. You take the good with the bad. So what I'm asking you is do you feel like there's a lot of chaotic energy around you? And I'm also telling you that you need to be prepared for more spiritual awakening, more downloads, more information that is going to be given to you from your ancestors and from your spirit guides. Okay? Let me tell you how people grow spiritually. Different people grow spiritually differently. Some people have these little growth spurts where they have these spiritual awakenings and suddenly they find themselves reaching up to a higher plateau. And then they level off and they go for a while and they just kind of coast. And then after a while, they feel like, man, nothing's happening. I'm not getting any better. I'm not spiritually, I'm not growing. Like I don't feel like my spirituality is getting anywhere. And then something comes and kicks you in the ass and it gives you another boost up. And you have another ascension moment. You have another moment of clarity where you feel like spirit has revealed to you more gnosis, revelation. And then that levels off and goes for a while. Do you see what I'm saying? So your spiritual path is kind of like a staircase. Okay? So just be prepared. I'm preparing you now. I'm warning you that within the next 3 months or something, I feel like there's going to be something that triggers more spiritual awakening in you that is very, very important. I also feel like you might be dealing with some low-key depression or low-key sadness, something that might have been bothering you for a while that you've been holding on to, that you haven't been able to let go of. And that could either be past mistakes that you've made or past mistakes that another person has made. So the card that I'm feeling is like it's got that low-key depression feeling, and it also talks about regret and resentment. Okay? How can you overcome and deal with resentment? I was like a little elevated one night, okay, after kind of like using the greens, and I got on the yoga mat and I was doing my yoga practice, and I could hear the spirit whisper in my ear, the medicine for resentment is gratitude. So when you wake up in the morning, it would be very, very good for you and very important for you first to say a prayer of gratitude. The more gratitude that you can manifest in your life, the more, and that also requires you being present in your life, present in the moment, present for everything, eyes wide open, ears wide open, present, the easier it is to overcome any feelings of like guilt from the past and also any feelings of resentment towards other people. Because when you walk around angry all the time, and guess what? This has been me. When you walk around angry, you're poisoning yourself. You are toxic to yourself. And every time you get angry, and every time you start having those thoughts, and every time you start, feeling your blood pressure go up, and you get feverish, and your body starts dumping into the system all of those hormones, those fight or flight hormones, and all of those hormones that can be destructive to your organs, you are poisoning yourself when you allow yourself to focus on negative things, negative energy, and things that people have done to you. Look, let me tell you something else, Fire Dancer. I want you to limit the amount of social media that you take in. I want you to limit the amount of social media you take in. Garbage in, garbage out. Pay attention to your diet. Okay, the Spirit is telling me that you need to pay attention to your diet. And I'm going to say, I feel like you need to pay attention to what you're eating. And you also need to pay attention to the contents that's coming at you, okay? So because you want to eat nurturing foods. And what the Spirit is telling me is that you need to eat more potatoes. You need to eat more sweet potatoes. You need to eat rutabaga. You need to eat more root vegetables. You also need to be eating more healthy saturated fat. You need to be like putting butter on your food to help you with your digestion and help you with your hormones and your hormonal balance. You pull the Two of Pentacles, and the Two of Pentacles is all about balancing the spiritual and the material world. If you're on a diet, I'm going to recommend to you a book called The Wild Diet by Abel James. The Wild Diet by Abel James is more of a paleo kind of diet where you're eating fresh salads, fresh vegetables, you're eating cheese, you're eating eggs. I don't know who this person is. I will block you again if you come in here and run your mouth or say something negative. I want you to think more about eating healthy saturated fats. Okay? I want you to think about eating more healthy saturated fats, avocado, coconut oil, those kinds of things. Okay, good. Sometimes I block people by mistake. Spirit is telling you that you need more trust, okay? Spirit is telling you that you need to trust where your spirits are leading you, okay? There's an entity spirit that's around you that you have that is a road opener. This is a very, very important spirit in your court. If I was giving you a reading, if I was somebody that was a priest practicing divination within one of the systems of Orisha, I would say that you have very, very strong Eshu energy around you. Who is Eshu? Eshu in Orisha tradition is a very, very important entity, not only to appease, but also to work with, because he's the road opener. He opens and closes doors for a person. You have a very strong connection with your spirit, whoever that is that you work with, that opens and closes your roads. And let me explain something to you about crossroads spirits in People's Spiritual Court. Eshu is really, really, really important to me. Really important to me. Eshu is one of my primary Orishas, okay, that I work with. You have to realize that your spirits don't just open doors for you, they close doors for you. So if you've been trying to accomplish a certain task, if you've been trying to achieve a certain task, yet every time you go to do it, you fail, okay? Let's say failure. You try to do something and it fails on you, and you try to do it a different way and it's not working for you. And you try to do it a different way and it seems like you can't grasp or get anywhere on your path. That means your spirits don't want you to do it. That means that path is not for you. That spiritual path might not be for you. That job might not be for you. That person might not be for you. So you need to recognize that spirit, okay? The spirit is saying plant seeds. Plant seeds. I don't know, whenever I see that card, I always think about a fetus. I always think about pregnancy. I always feel about regeneration, rebirth, reincarnation, the creation of something new from something that has passed. Okay, there's a lot of regenerative energy that's going on in your life. I would also pay attention to my female reproductive health. I would pay attention to my reproductive health. And if you haven't seen your OBGYN in a while, maybe you want to go in and, see your gynecologist and make sure that everything is functioning properly and you don't have any problems with your ovaries, or you don't have any problems with anything else going on the female reproductive. You just went, okay, fine. We good? We good down there? Okay, hold on. I got more messages for you. I just have to organize myself. Spirit says that you don't need to be trapped. Spirit says that you don't need to feel trapped. Spirit says that you're as free as you want to be free. It's like that concept of pain is inevitable in life, but suffering is optional. It's the same thing here. One morning I woke up and I started making myself coffee, and I pulled out my broom and I was sweeping my floor, and all of a sudden one of my spirits said to me, "If you're not happy, that's a choice." And I said, "God damn, why'd you have to come at me first thing in the morning like that? Like, why do I feel so attacked?" What I'm trying to tell you is that happiness is a choice. Being free is a choice. And as my Iya Nifa, my priestess, has been teaching me and guiding me and helping me open up in ways that I've never opened up before, because you guys can tell I have a different spirit. I'm just going about things very differently now. You need to think about the only limitations that you put on yourself are yourself. The only limitations that are put on you spiritually are yourself. All the parameters in which you work, in which you conceive God, your spirits, the ancestors, you limit those beliefs. Thank you. I am at peace because I found my spiritual home, and I'm very, very happy. And I'm pretty sure that you're going to find your spiritual home, if you haven't already, and also find that happiness. You have a grandmotherly spirit that's coming for you. You have one ancestor spirit that's coming for you, and it seems like she's lived within the past couple of generations. I see her sitting wearing a red blouse, and she's wearing a pair of, and she has some kind of, it's either black slacks on or a black skirt. I see her with her hair pulled up with a comb. She's wearing a gold necklace, or she's wearing a necklace that might be gold colored. She's also sitting there holding like a glass in her hand. It could be a glass of wine. It seems to me like some kind of glass of wine. In life, this is someone who really enjoyed like wine. I'm not going to respond to you right now. And I have a lot more than 3. I've got 4. But I'm not going to talk to you right now, especially if you're coming in to create trouble. But you have a female spirit. My grandmother on your dad's side, were you close to her? Because if you were really, really super close to her, I'm going to recommend that you put out whatever her favorite drink was. Thanks, Ella. My time is running out for you, love. Your grandmother, if that's a grandmother that you think is coming through for you, you need to honor her. You need to talk to her. You need to create put a picture out for her. Okay? That's all the messages that I have for you today, Pam. I hope it was helpful to you. There's always a woman standing behind me. I know exactly who she is. Where's Chris at? All right, now I'm here to answer questions. If anybody wants to ask me questions, you can ask me questions. Someone said something about my elekes. I'd like to know what it is. So I'm not automatically blocking people that come into my live these days, because I realize that there are some people that have genuine questions. And salam alaikum, alaikum salah. And salam alaikum. It's you, Chris, changing seasons. You have a question for me. What is your question? If I have the ability to answer your question, I will answer it. If I don't know the answer to your question, I will direct you somewhere else. I thought it was Chris. I thought your name was Chris. I was like, I know this is Chris. You know what? Maybe that's why your grandmother showed up, to let you know that she's there to support you. I did not see any kind of negative anything coming through on the ancestor front. I'm pretty sure that they're very happy with you, because let me tell you, the ancestors love babies. The continuation of that line. Why did I move to traditional Ifa and away from Lukumi? I've always been Ifa centric, and I just have some theological and philosophical differences of opinion about the Lukumi tradition. I think it's a beautiful tradition, and anybody that wants to walk that path should walk that path. Lukumi was not my path. My Ori took me in a different direction. I don't want to, there are people that I love and I care about that are in Lukumi, and that's just great for them. But if you have, how about this? Let me put it this way. If you have any doubts that the particular tradition that you're pursuing is not for you, take a step back before making any mistakes or making any commitments, getting any initiations or anything like that. Take a step back and examine how you feel. I'm going to tell you one thing that I feel is not. I'll tell you something that's different about Sheshe from other traditions. Is there's a very, very, very big emphasis on your Ori. On working with your Ori. We don't go to an Orisha when we have a problem. The first person we go to is Ori. Also, there's a lot of things that formed in the diaspora that varied away from, traditional Ifa. And there's those components that I don't particularly find helpful for me. You're crowned in Lukumi, Benedicion. That's great for you. Good for you. I'm so happy that you are. So happy that you are. Are you crowned Oya? Ashe. They told me. Ah, they told me. So the thing is just because you're crowned in one tradition doesn't mean that you can't move around. There, don't put limitations on the Egun. Don't put limitations on the Orishas. Uh don't um don't put limitations on Oludumare. So I'm just going to go ahead and tell you, okay? I'm going to be honest with you. I'm going to tell you why I left Lukumi. I'm going to tell you why I walked away from Lukumi. Yes, I'm in a Sheshe. I'm doing traditional Nigerian. Well, to be honest with you, African American Ifa is a real thing. I believe that women have the ability to be priestesses in Ifa. I have an Ianifa who is a priestess of Ifa. She cast Ifa. Okay? In Africa, there are women that are crowned or initiated as Ifa priestesses. There's a very big imbalance in Cuban Ifa when it comes to Babalaos and their treatment of women that I do not agree with. Also, their treatment of homosexuals or bisexuals or people who are trans. There's a lot of homophobia. There's a lot of transphobia. There's a lot of, and that's from colonization. I'm not going to lie. Like I said, I'm not going to trash anyone. Chris, I'm sorry. I'm going off on a tirade right now, okay? I'm not trashing anyone. I'm not going to talk bad about anybody in particular. I'm also not going to talk bad about the tradition, and I'll tell you why. Because those ancestors that came over in the slave trade, that kept the tradition alive, developed the tradition, and codified the tradition in Cuba, those ancestors, I bow to them. I bow to them, and I recognize and I understand. I will never understand, but I recognize what they went through in order to maintain the tradition. In Haitian voodoo, in Palo, all of it. I'm just saying, for me, I went traditional because I don't agree with the intolerance of uh, females that are priestesses. I'm not generalizing all Babalaos, but I'm saying if you're practicing Cuban Ifa, you will not initiate a female as a Ifa priestess. That's what I'm saying. It's the refusal to acknowledge Ianifas. And because here's the thing about Ifa, okay? Ifa is about balance. Odu Ifa is about balance. You have to have male and female energy equal with one another in order to have balance, in order to have harmony, okay? If you're part of a religion that sees males as superior to females, your tradition is imbalanced. And those imbalances will show, and they'll show up in the people that actually practice the religion, because the people are the religion. The people are the religion. So what I'm saying is that if you're part of a tradition that doesn't accept females as Ifa priestesses, I'm not interested in your tradition because I don't think it's balanced. And that's me being as nice as I possibly can. That's what I'm talking about. If you're a woman and you come to Cuban Ifa, you'll get your warriors, you'll get your hand in Ifa, and that's it. You're a wife of a Runmila, and they send you home, and that's the end of your Ifa journey. And I don't believe in that. Well, to be honest with you, Omo, Eshu, Alegua, Lukumi is much more similar to, traditional Asheshe than Cuban Ifa is. Because the first Africans that came to the New World, the traditions that they had spiritually, they didn't discriminate. They didn't have discrimination between groups of people. That's all I'm saying, okay? And if you're Crown Lukumi and you're interested in and you're a female and you're interested in pursuing Ifa or becoming an Ian Ifa or moving to Ifa, you're not going to be able to do it in Cuban. You're going to have to move to traditional. But I do respect everyone's tradition. I do. But just because I respect the tradition doesn't mean I have to practice it. There's many different ways to serve the Orishas and work with the Orishas. There's not just one way to do it. And anybody that wants to come around and try to tell you that there's only one way to do anything, be very, very skeptical of that. Right now I'm getting ready to read a guy, Chris, and then after that I will be able to do another reading, Super Devi, if you'd like that. But here's the other thing. Even if you go through Itefa, if you're in a Sheshe and you go through Itefa, okay, which is full initiation into Ifa, that doesn't automatically make you a Babalao. That doesn't automatically make you an Ian Ifa. It doesn't automatically make you competent to be a priest, because in diaspora, you get initiated first and you learn the mysteries later. In a Sheshe, you start learning about the tradition before you ever get initiated. And even after you're fully initiated in Ifa, you have to train. Like, you don't automatically become anything just because you go through full initiation. People will go through full initiation in Ifa for their health, to save their life. They'll go through Ifa because it will change their destiny. It will give them a better destiny for whatever reasons. It's very, very different. So like I said, I'm not here to bash anybody's tradition. I'm just saying that there are many traditions and everybody should be open to learning about all of them. That's all. Don't be mad about it. I don't understand what's going on in my comments, but please don't act like assholes, okay? Don't be difficult in my live today, please. I'm just trying to help. Can I have a live, please, that doesn't become embroiled in controversies and people being angry? Oh, good for you, Lauren. Do you know what I'm saying? It's $20 for 20 minutes. Did you send it to my Cash App? Because I didn't get any money from you unless you sent it to my Venmo. Ah, you sent me $20 on my Venmo. You remember me. Thank you, baby. I'll read you after I read my next person, who is Chris, and I'm shuffling up his cards now. So here's the thing. I'm not generalizing people's personality traits. I'm telling people how the religion is practiced. I'm telling them how the tradition is practiced. I understand that. Yeah, I mean, obviously there are babalaos that come from many different, many different. So here's the thing. Here's what people need to understand about how the spirituality is practiced in Africa. You guys have to remember that in Africa, there are many, many, many different babalaos. There are many, many different ways to cast fa, afa, ifa, depending on the geographical region you're talking about. Nigeria, Ghana, Togo, Benin, Ivory Coast, okay? The Ifa, Afa, Fa system of divination is practiced by the Igbo people a particular kind of way, by Dibias. We're talking about a very, very, very diverse tradition. You also have to realize that every single area is going to have different houses, priests and priestesses that do things differently, okay? Orisha tradition is Orisha tradition, okay? It's the same. And like you said, with variations, and it's practiced differently. But what you find in the diaspora is you find a very codified system that is very dogmatic. And I don't do dogmatism. I don't do dogma. I don't do dogmatism. There's no reason to be super dogmatic or super judgmental about how other people practice, because that has not been my experience with the Orishas in my journey. Okay, Chris, hold on. Shuffling up your cards here. I'm initiated in Haitian Voodoo. I'm scratched in Palo Mayombe. I received my hand in Ifa in the Cuban tradition. I'm in the Asheshe Nigerian Ifa tradition right now, headed towards Itefa, which is full initiation in Ifa. So I'm initiated in Voodoo, I'm initiated in Palo Mayombe, and I'm initiated in, when I say initiation, I'm a member of these traditions. I'm not a priest. I'm a member of these traditions, an active participant in houses that practice this stuff. Super DV, she came out swinging. This is a spiritualist live. I'm doing spiritual readings for people. These are spiritualist readings, and I'm going to stick to doing my spiritualist readings. I'm not going to talk about anything else. We're not getting to a conversation about LGBTQ people in Africa, because that homophobia was imported by Christians and white people. But I'm done talking about the Orisha tradition right now. I'm doing something else. Bye. Bye. Yeah, TJ, well, guess what? I don't approach people for readings, and everybody knows that. There are plenty of people pretending to be a lot of readers on here. So I'm not the only one. Don't give anybody your money. Hey, Nini. Grand rising, love. All right, Chris, here we go. I'm doing your reading now. You ready? The only person I'm reading right now is Chris, changing seasons. These messages are not for anybody but him, okay? So just know that. Wow. Lord, you got a lot of, wow. You got a lot of ancestor spirit stepping forward. You got a lot of family. Chris, what did I tell you yesterday? I told you yesterday that ancestor work and ancestor veneration and stuff like that was something that you needed to pursue. And I'm not lying to you. You've got spirits of the dead that are showing up for you. You've got grandmothers and grandfathers all over the place that are showing up for you. When I first started opening up this reading, a grandfather spirit stepped forward for you, like immediately. Immediately. Just wait, and I will talk to you after I finish doing my reading here. If anybody wants a reading, you gotta wait. Okay. So I'm going to tell you some things that are not going to be fun. The first one is you need to do ancestor work. You have to. You're going to have to put out a glass of water and a white candle and find a place in your home that's separate from all of your witch stuff, all of your magic stuff, and just have a little small place. Does not have to be very big, but you're going to have to start working with your ancestors, okay? If you have not got an Ancestry DNA test yet, get an Ancestry DNA test so that you can find out where all of your people come from geographically, so that you can learn about those people. You can learn about their traditions, their food, the way they lived. You have. Do a deep dive. Do a deep dive into history about the history of your people. If you've got Scot-Irish, if you've got Italian, if you find different regions of Africa come back for you or something else, do research on those people. Doing research on those people is going to make you feel closer to them. And here's something that I feel very inspired to say this to you, Chris. I feel very inspired to say this to you. Everybody has good and bad ancestors. Everybody has good and bad ancestors, okay? Ancestors with a little a relates to the people who are in your bloodline. It relates to the people who are directly related to you by blood. Very, very, anybody in your blood, okay? And everybody in everyone's family has violent people, perverted people, alcoholics, drug addicts, drunks, okay? So everyone has nasty people in their bloodline. But when you go and you sit down and you talk to your ancestors, you're calling on your highly elevated ancestors. You're calling on those ancestral spirits that have already lived and died many times and who are spiritually evolving. Let me tell you about this grandfather spirit that's coming through for you. You've got a grandfather spirit that's coming through for me who's very, very, very old. He goes back in history. This is someone who was like a chieftain or someone who was in control of some kind of tribe. This is someone who I feel was very, very like Germanic. This person is coming to me with light hair, blue eyes, facial hair, and is wearing some kind of robe. And the robe that they're wearing is, it looks like they're wearing some kind of, I know burlap isn't the right word, but it's like a brown kind of fabric, woven fabric, and wearing some kind of decorations around that fabric that make him look like he could be a general or some kind of leader, okay? You have a grandmotherly spirit that's stepping forward for you. And this grandmotherly spirit that I see stepping forward for you, she comes from like Ireland or someplace like that. I see her standing around grapes and like on a farm, like on a vineyard, something that has to do with wine, something that has to do with cheese and like other products. She's tall. She's a very tall woman. And she's got features like Linda Hamilton. And I don't know if you know who Linda Hamilton is. She has like light brown hair or brownish colored hair, but she's got very, very sharp features, very strong cheekbones. Okay. Those are two ancestor spirits that go back in time. They go back, I'm saying like hundreds of years. They're very, very old. Okay. Linda Hamilton, it's not Linda. That's not her. That's not her. Who's the other Linda that played Wonder Woman back in the 70s and the 80s? It's the other Linda. It's the Linda that played Linda Carter. She looks like Linda Carter, but her hair is not as dark as Linda Carter's. Okay? And we're talking about Wonder Woman. She's got a beautiful figure. Spirit is saying, Chris, that you need to open yourself up to all of the possibilities that are in front of you when it comes to your spiritual path. You pull the 7 of Cups, okay? And whenever I pull the 7 of Cups for someone, it talks about you're not meant to walk one spiritual path. You're meant to walk many different spiritual paths. There's many, many different avenues of spirituality that you need to be practicing in life. Let me plug in my phone here. What I need you to do is I need you to think about magic, and I think you need to think about traditions, and I think that you need to pick like 3 areas of study and stick to that. Let me explain something to you. You need to pick 3 areas, like let's say ceremonial magic, whatever traditional magic comes down through your ancestors, and okay, Michelle, thank you. And like, let's say whatever else you do, like spiritualism, you need to pick those like 3 paths that you're going to focus on, and you need to focus on studying those things intensely so that you understand the path and stick to it. And here's the other thing, a little bit of spirituality every single day for a prolonged period of time is what's going to yield results for you. It is more important for you that you do a little bit of spirituality every single day than doing it some other kind of way, even if that's just 15 or 20 minutes a day. But you need to study, you need to learn. There's other things that you need to learn. It's coming out in your divination that you need to crack open books and you need to read, okay? Don't come into my room starting trouble with me. I'm warning you. Hold on. I'm regrouping over here. Spirit is saying that you're going to be great, Sarah. That's awesome. Thank you. Nobody else send me any money right now. Nobody else sign up. I've got plenty of people that I need to read. Okay. Spirit is saying that you are headed towards a spiritual awakening. Like, obviously you're already awake spiritually, but your spirits are telling me that they're going to come to you and they're going to elevate you and they're going to take you to the next level. So like your spirituality is peaking, it's going up. Let me just say this to everybody. If my live gets cut off for any kind of reason, you can go to my TikTok profile, you can click on my YouTube channel, and I will immediately go live on YouTube. If for any reason I get cut off here, go to my YouTube channel, I will be live. Your spiritual gifts, Chris, are peaking, okay? They're starting to peak. And when you get to that peak point, you have to maintain your stability. You need to be focusing right now. This is as a friend telling you, based on the divination that I'm seeing. As a friend, you need to be focusing on your mental and behavioral health. Okay? Because it is very, very, very easy for you to become unstable, unbalanced. You need to stay grounded in reality and don't allow the spiritual experiences you have disconnect you from living your regular everyday life, okay? Because the spiritual world and the material world, they go hand in hand with one another. They're intimately connected with one another. You can't have one without the other, okay? Like yin and yang, light and shadow, okay? But that also means living in reality and taking care of normal, mundane life and having spiritual experiences. It's possible that you could go into some kind of spiritual psychosis if you're not careful, okay? That also means if you're taking medication for your mental and behavioral health problems, do not stop taking them, okay? Because they're not going to affect your abilities. Okay, hold on. You need to focus on acceptance. You need to focus on accepting life as it is and being happy with life as it is. You also need to learn to trust more. You need to open yourself up and you need to trust more, okay? It seems like you have trust issues that are unresolved that need to be resolved. You pulled my Run with Wolves card. And the interesting thing about my Run with Wolves card is that talks about you like to live dangerously. You like to live dangerously. You're someone who is not afraid, no fear. I'm just telling you what's coming out in divination. I can only tell you what the cards say. But the Two of Swords, okay? The Two of Swords also talks about balance, talks about maintaining a balance, and that there's a delicate balance between maintaining and not maintaining yourself physically and emotionally, mentally and spiritually, physically and everything else, okay? So I'm just telling you what's coming through in divination. For whatever reason they're telling you these things, that is what they're saying. Spirit says that you need to focus on your work. You pull the Five of Pentacles, okay? And the Five of Pentacles talks about loss. It talks about financial problems. It talks about being broke. It talks about not having money. So what I want to say is you need to pay very close attention over the next couple of months, because it might be that you're going to run into a rough patch financially, okay? You need to save your money. Don't spend your money on anything that you don't need. There might be a situation that comes up in your life that would require you to cough up extra money. Spirit is saying that you need to take a spiritual bath. And I'll tell you the spiritual bath that I want you to bathe yourself in, okay? Especially because you're having a hard time dealing with coming to terms with working with ancestor spirits. I want you to make a bath with spinach. I want you to make a bath with spinach and fresh mint. And I want you to also put some essential oils in there, like lavender or chamomile or tea tree or eucalyptus. So I want you to take a big bowl, a really big bowl, and I want you to put spinach in it. I want you to put fresh mint. You have to put fresh plant, okay? Fresh plant. Put water in it, and put maybe a splash of Florida water, some other kind of colonia, maybe a shot of rum, and essential oils. You grow mint, that's great. Then I want you to sit there and I want you to grind, okay? Grind up these plants inside the bowl and make a nice herbal bath inside the bowl. And then I want you to purify yourself with it. I want you to clean yourself with it. Rub the plants all over your body, all over your body. Then at the end, take the bath and pour it, dump it over your head and get all of that all over you, the oils, okay? Spinach is good for inner child healing. Spinach is stuff that we use to heal the inner child. If you don't have Florida water, you don't have to use Florida water. You can just, like I said, put in a shot of liquor. I didn't say it was Omero. I said he needs to take a spiritual bath and he needs to clean himself off with the plants. He needs to clean himself off with the fresh plants and the herbs and the things like that. You can put a shot of vodka in there. This is just health. This is just a way for you to clean yourself off with herbs and clean yourself off with plants and oils. Okay? The spiritual bath that I just gave him is much more of a hoodoo conjure style. It's more like Southern conjure or Appalachian folk magic or things that have to do, that's more of a Southern thing. It's more of a Southern American style kind of bath. Palo, hoodoo, that style of spiritual bathing, okay? If you feel that the spirit is telling you that you need to put something else in your bath, then you can do that too, okay? If they're saying nutmeg, then you can do that. My father is Shango, but I'm not talking to you right now, okay? I'm doing a reading, so you have to wait to ask me questions when I'm done. But like I said before, you pulled my work card and you need to be focusing on work. You need to be focusing on your income. You need to be focusing on making money. Spirit is also talking very adamantly about you paying attention to your dreams. There's also a spirit that's coming through for you, and I'm just going to put this out there for you. I feel like there are spirits from the Norse pantheon that seem like they're around, and I don't know why. I don't know if you've ever worked with Freya or Freyr, or if you've worked with Odin or Woden. I don't know if it's Odin, it could be Woden. This feels much more very, very Western European, but you have a very, very close connection. You need to explore your ancestral connection to those regions, okay? That's all I have to say about that. Explore the regions in your birth chart. Do you have Sweden, Denmark, or Scandinavia, anything in there? Because that's important to you. Okay. I just said Freyr, didn't I? I just said Freyr. Did you know that Freyr's biggest cult was in Sweden? I have Freyr. I have a whole shrine for for Freyr, along with the elves and the fairies and everybody else. You really need to check that out, okay? Hold on, I'm in the home stretch. You pull the Four of Cups, okay? The Four of Cups is a card that says that your spirits, this is my interpretation of the Four of Cups. The interpretation of the Four of Cups for me is that your spirits are trying to give you a message and you might be resistant to the message. That they're telling you to do something, or they've been trying to work with you a particular way, but you're not listening to that call, or you're being stubborn, okay? So what Spirit is saying is stop being stubborn. But I'm going to tell you what, besides Freya and Freyr and that Woden coming through for you, you have got a lot of ancestral spirits that need to be appeased, and you're really going to have to start doing that ancestor work. And you need to get the book Badass Ancestors in order to help you do that, okay? All right, that's all the time I have for you, Chris. Let me go ahead and open up my Cash App over here and see what the hell is going on. Somebody sent me money on Venmo. Several people send me money on Venmo. Hold on a second. I got Sid, I got Michelle, and Divya. I'm not taking any more clients today, okay? I'm sticking to these clients, and then I'm going to be all set. All right. I am not going to be able to do more than 3 more people because emotionally, mentally, I start to burn out after doing a certain amount of readings. I got nothing but love for you guys. Thank you so much for being so kind. Thank you very much for trusting me. There's Sid. I got Sydney. I know that I got Michelle in here somewhere, and I know that I've got Divya. Now, what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to start shuffling up Divya's cards, and I hope I'm saying that right. And then I'm going to pee, and then I'm going to read her cards. Okay? And then I'm going to do a live panel later. Okay? Yay! I'm so happy. I'm so excited. I'm so excited that you guys decided that you wanted to come hang out today. And then I'll talk about whatever it is people want to talk about. Hold on, I'm trying to... Oh shit, you're right. Oh shit. I keep forgetting I have something to do at 2. You're right. All right, let me get on it. Let me get on it. Sarah, I can't read you right now. If you want a reading, you're going to have to wait till next time. Did you book? Oh, No Label Mabel. That's you on Tuesday? Yay! You got a Tuesday reading? I'm so excited. If I'm still running my mouth at 1:30, somebody please remind me that I need to get off so that I can go join with my family, my spiritual fam. Awesome, Chris. Do that. It'll feel real good. It'll feel real good. I don't know what PST means. Can you be more specific? What am I missing? Good, Lauren, and that's exactly what I told you. You need to go outside. Sarah, you're just going to have to go to my TikTok profile and click receive notifications because I have no idea when I'm going live. It's just based on how I feel. If I wake up and I'm feeling good, then I go live, but it all depends on how I feel. emotionally. Like I have to be in the right mood for it. Aburubuye, abusheshe, alafia. I'm done today. I've got 3 more readings to do and then I'm all set. You guys will have to come back another day. Thank you so much for being enthusiastic, really. And I just want to go ahead and put this out there for everyone. I read birth charts. I do astrology also. And if you want to have your birth chart read, all you have to do is go to my my website or my link tree to get that. And if you want to do a private reading with me, I also do private readings and you can book that too. I am having problems with my website. I do not know what is going on with my website. It's running slow. It's loading, but it's loading slow. So I need to figure out why. I do Vedic astrology. Yes, I do the sidereal. So if you guys want to, it's really, I'll tell you why getting your birth chart is important. Getting your birth chart really tells you like why you incarnated. You know, what was going on in your past life? What is the motivation for you to be here in this life? What is your soul planet? What planet is the most important planet in your chart? Where is it located in what house under what sign? What does that mean? Because whatever house and sign your planet, your soul planet is sitting in, tells you about the reoccurring themes that are going to come back over and over and over again in your life, okay? Astrology is very, very important. It's very important. So if you've been wondering about these things or you need more direction in life, then a birth chart is important. And anybody who's gotten a birth chart reading from me, you know, can vouch that it is definitely transformative. Thanks, Crystal. Damn, you're just out on the street, Lauren. You are like running the streets today, and I'm living for it. I like it. I like it. Did when you said PST, did that mean Pacific Standard Time? Because you said PST, and I was like, I don't even know what that means. I didn't know if that was a religious thing or something else. I'm gonna tell you, it's so motherfucking hot around here. I don't want to go outside. I do not want to leave my house. Okay, Sam, I'm sorry, because you said PST, and I'm like, what is that? Like, I don't understand. I don't understand what that means. You see, my brain is not functioning properly right now. It's in spiritual mode. Okay, Divya, I'm shuffling up your cards. Shuffling up your cards. I'm going to use the bathroom, and then I'm going to read you. Thank you for being patient, guys. I appreciate it. I get a little bit of PTSD every time I get ready to go live. I get anxiety every time I'm getting ready to go live because I never know what's going to happen, what I'm going to get, what's going to be going on in my life. So I appreciate that. I'm going to get carpal tunnel from all my shuffling. Okay, let's try that again. That did not want to go. That did not want to go. Okay. I was reading these poems last night, these poems to the Orishas, and there was a poem to Yemaya, and the poem said something to the extent of our mother with the hairy vagina, our mother with the breasts that hang down low, our mother whose vajayjay is shriveled up like a dried yam. And I'm like trying to make that cultural bridge for myself in praise. I'm thinking about these praises, these Yoruba praises, and I'm like, the mother with the vagina like a shriveled up yam. Wow. Never heard that one before. I mean, it was great. I mean, that's great, you know. But just remember, guys, if I get cut off during my live, I will go live on YouTube immediately after. So just so you know, if I say anything that, you know, is unpopular or I get kicked off for. What is that other one about Oshun? Oshun with the manly shoulders? The big woman with the manly shoulders? I love that. Ouch! My legs. Okay, I've got 2 more decks to shuffle up. You guys know I use a lot of cards. I'm not even able to get through all of the cards that I pull for you, but I try to hit up as many cards as I can in the time that I have allotted. Thank you, Storm. You're so kind. You're so kind. I've got 3 more readings to do. I've got 3 more victims. All right, I'm going to use the bathroom. And after I use the bathroom, I'm going to read Devi. Okay? Hang on, people. Just give me a second. Okay. Okay, I'm here. Are you ready? Let me put my headset back in. Can you hear me? I put my headset in so that it's clearer. We good? Beautiful. All right, my love. Pay attention because I won't remember it after I tell you. Are you planning on moving? Because the first card that I laid down for you was a card of travel. And that particular card talks about moving. Maybe not necessarily out of your geographical region, but like in a home, or moving into a home, or out of a home. You'd like a new job? Okay. Well, I'm going to look out specifically for that. Well, that's good. You got a lot of stuff going on in your reading over here. Not necessarily great. There's some stuff that's not so great, and stuff that's great. Stuff that's not so great, and stuff that's great. Okay, so this is what's going on. I'm going to recommend to you that if you have not refreshed your ancestor altar, that you need to refresh your ancestor altar. That's very important right now. It's very important if you're interested in getting a new job. If finances are an issue for you, you need to go to your ancestors. I'm going to tell you what my Ianifa says, my priestess. If you're looking for material prosperity and you're looking for material wealth and you're looking for blessings and you need things to happen for you, go to the ancestors, because the ancestors remember what it's like to be alive. They remember what it's like to have to pay a bill. They remember what it's like to feel distress over finances. So put out your glass of water, light your white candle, sit down, open yourself up, say a prayer to God, say a prayer to your highly elevated ancestors, the people in your line that walk with you who are trying to see you evolve spiritually. And what I need you to do is tell them, I need money. I need money. Put out tea, put out cake, whatever, but tell them, I need your financial support. Your spirit guides are very, very happy with you. Whoever the spirits are of the dead that walk with you in your spiritual court, you pull the 10 of cups, okay? And whenever I pull the 10 of cups for someone, that means that your spirit guides are working for you. They are working for you, okay? Your spirits on a spiritual level are telling you in chamomile. This is the herbal astrology deck, which I love this one. Chamomile. It's one of my favorite herbs. Inner peace. The spirit is talking about inner peace, that what you need to be focusing on your spiritual journey right now is removing the things and the people out of your life that are preventing your growth. Something tells me that there is a person in your life that is acting as an obstacle for you becoming the person that you want to become. You pulled the devil card, okay? And whenever somebody pulls the devil card for me, it talks about a person around you that is either suffering from alcoholism or drug addiction or a gambling addiction, maybe even a sex addiction, someone who has an impulse control problem, someone who's out of control, or someone whose drama is rolling over to your life. Is there someone in your life right now that is projecting this negativity at you. Oh my God. Wait a second. Hold up. Wait. Hold on. What? Is this person handicapped? Are they disabled? Do they have severe illnesses that need to be taken care of? Or what is the issue? Do they not have family that they can go to? Because let me tell you something. If this person is not your husband or not your child or your father and someone who loves and cares about you and is functioning as a human being, you can't allow your life to go into the shitter just because of this person. Let me tell you, you need to start making other plans, soul sister. Is this person actively drinking? And just answer me that. Is this person actively drinking as an alcoholic or drugs? So what is the deal? Is it depression? Is it some other kind of behavioral health problem? Is he on medication? We need to work this thing out with you, okay? Because your growth spiritually and your growth materially and prosperity in life is being severely hindered by your inability. This person's preventing you from doing that. That's what I'm trying to understand. What is going on with this person? Okay, let me ask you another question. This is a more important question. Does he love you? Do you guys have good sex? Is it romantic? Are you in a relationship that you feel safe? So I need to we need to be really, really fucking specific about this. Is this person taking care of you in some kind of way that makes it worth you being able to be there for him and supportive of him? Because if you're not having sex and you're not in a relationship that is healthy, that is something that has to end. You pull the Three of Swords. Three of Swords talks about depression, talks about sadness and loss, failures, okay, regrets. You also pull that Six of Swords that talks about moving, like moving out. I'm only talking to one person, and that's Super Devi. This message isn't for anybody else, so don't read into it, okay? If you want a reading, you have to pay for a reading. So what you're saying is this guy treats you well, but they're holding you back. I'm not going to go deep into your relationship. Let me just leave it like this. His beliefs are just so opposite of yours. Okay. Is he telling you specifically that he doesn't want you practicing witchcraft, or he doesn't want you practicing some other kind of religion, or is he being controlling over you? Because it's not important. Okay, I was going to say, if you're in a relationship where someone is telling you what you can and cannot do when it comes to God and the spiritual world and your spiritual path, that's someone that absolutely has to go. If it would be preferable that the person you're with is supportive of you, they don't have to be on your same path. All right. You know what? I'm going to put it this way to you, okay? And I'm not trying to upsell you in any kind of way. I'm going to keep reading you, and I'm going to tell you the other things I see in your reading. It would behoove you to get a private reading with me, one-on-one, to talk about these things. You need to talk to somebody about what's going on with you I am here for you to help you with that, but I cannot work with you on your relationship stuff in a 20-minute long reading. I'm running a special on full-length readings on my site right now, okay, if you want to do that. So let me keep moving forward. I can't get too deep into relationship stuff because it sounds like it's really super complicated and it needs more divination done. Okay. So you pull the Two of Swords. The Two of Swords talks about balance and harmony, and that there's some instability there. So whenever someone pulls the Two of Coins talks about someone who's having difficulty balancing the material and the spiritual world. When it gets to the Two of Swords, the Two of Swords says that you're in a dangerous balance. There's a dangerous balance. Coins is becoming unbalanced. Swords, really unbalanced. That's something that you need to pay attention to. Another thing that you need to pay attention to is you pull the Lover's card. The Lover's card talks about abilities as an empath, or having psychic abilities that are empathic. And I'm going to tell you right now, if you consider yourself an empath, okay, you're highly prone to being codependent. People who are empaths tend to be very, very dependent or codependent with other people, feeling the need to take care of a person. Thanks, Jesus. The Seven of Wands talks about your ability to overcome obstacles, okay? You pulled the Seven of Wands, and the Seven of Wands shows someone who is in battle but has the high ground, okay? So what the Spirit is saying and what your spirit guides have been saying to you is that you are in the right. Yeah, CODA. I'm also going to put this another way. There's another group that you might be interested in. It's called Adult Children of Alcoholic Parents. Did you grow up in a household that had alcoholism, or parents that were emotionally distant, parents that were emotionally unavailable, that didn't help you, that didn't take care of your needs as a child? Because if you're born and raised in a family that deals with a lot of intergenerational trauma, a lot of intergenerational abuse, that affected you. You remember, between the ages of 0 and like 10, 11, 12, those are the most crucial times in your life. Crucial times that a child needs a mother and a father, maybe two mothers, two fathers, or whatever the parent figure is, to be able to guide the child, to be able to create healthy boundaries for a child, to teach you how to take care of yourself, to teach you what is right and wrong when it comes to how other people treat you. And my love, I don't feel like they gave that to you. I don't feel like they gave that to you. You didn't get those skills as a child, and they're affecting you now in life, later on in life, and also in your relationship. Okay, hold on. You pulled the Nine of Cups, and the Nine of Cups comes to you to say that now is a time for you to worry about yourself. It's okay to be, it's like what you would perceive to be greedy is not actual greed. What you perceive to be greedy is actually you being able to take care of yourself, you being able to stand up for yourself. Okay? So the Spirit is telling you that you need to work on your codependence, and you need to work on figuring, you need to ask yourself why you're in the situation you're in. Before you can make a decision about whether or not this guy needs to stay or this guy needs to go, first you need to figure out, why did you get there? How did you get there? How did I get myself into this situation? Why did I feel like it was a good idea to get into this situation? and take care of this person. And then the other thing you have to ask yourself when you're considering sticking with this person or not is this person actively trying to be better? Is this person actively trying to do better? Is this person actively seeking out help for their problems? Because it's very different. There's a very different story between being with someone who's going through a hard time and they're trying to pull their act together and you're being emotionally supportive, and someone who's going down the toilet and dragging you with them and they're not getting any help. Okay? These are very, very important things to consider. You need to pay attention to your finances. You need to pay attention to your money. You have a whole bunch of grandmother and grandfather spirits that are stepping forward for you, and an uncle. I don't know if there was someone in your family when you were young who passed away that was related to the family, a cousin or an uncle. It seems like a man who might be older, was large. His name starts like with a B or a D. It could be Dan or Donnie or Bob or Bobby, or Bruce or Daniel. I'm getting some kind of like something with a B or a D is coming through for me. Yeah, Bill or Billy or I'm like hearing that's what I'm getting. That's what happens when I get, that's about as good as it gets. Did you have an uncle named Billy? Was he decent to you? Did he treat you okay? I see him as being someone who's not thin. I see him as being someone who is more round. I mean, I don't want to call him overweight because that would be rude and I don't want to disrespect the dead, but this is someone who, looks a little chubby to me, okay? Did he pass away? Whoever this spirit is stepping forward to tell you that they love you very much, they care about you, they're still around. I mean, obviously, it's the first spirit that stepped forward for me for you to introduce themselves. Find out. Find out about Billy. Find out whether or not he's still alive, okay? If he's passed away, if he's no longer around, do something for him. Light a candle for him. Say a prayer for him, okay? But that's something that you have to figure out. I'm just here to relay the message. It also seems to me like you had a grandmother or a female in your line that was in the army, or someone who did army service, or someone who did work for the military, or someone who seems like she was in the war. She could have even been a nurse. Juan, I'm doing a reading right now. I do not have the time to talk to you. I'm doing readings. Did you have a grandmother spirit or do you have a grandmother that was like in the war? Could even have been like World War I, World War II as like a nurse or something like that. If you haven't looked into and researched your ancestry, now is the time to do it. Juan, I just told you I'm not talking to you right now, so piss off, come back another day, and we'll have a conversation about what I do and what I don't do. I don't have time to talk to you right now. Okay. This is called a bandana. Keep talking and I'll block you in my live because I don't have time to deal with any kind of bullshit today. There's something else that's coming out for you. This is interesting. You've got a lot of creative energy. And what I need you to remember is creative energy and magical energy is the same. Creative energy and magical energy is the same. All right, I'm done with this asshole. I don't have time to deal with that. I don't want to. So what I'm talking about is Seg's magic. That's what I'm talking about. One of the spiritual things that's coming out for you is that you need to focus more on your creative powers. It looks like all of the jerks have decided to show up. Yes, that's exactly what you need to do. Oh, nice. I like it. So, did I tell you about a book called Urban Tantra? There's a book that you need to get if you haven't gotten it. It's called Urban Tantra. And that particular book teaches you how to transmute that spiritual energy into sexual energy and sexual and erotic energy into spiritual energy. It's a great book. And if he is open to being a willing partner to be a part of that kind of work, then that's great. Okay. All right, Miss Kali devotee, get the book Urban Tantra. Okay, you'll really, really like it. My love, that's all the time I have for you now. I have to move on to somebody else. Kali is a Hindu goddess, a very, very fierce Hindu goddess, very powerful. Love you. I got nothing but love for you. Somebody came in here thinking that my motherfucking bandana means something. Doesn't mean anything. It's a colorful bandana. Got elephants on it. I got so many book recommendations, but Urban Tantra is definitely a good book. Sid, I think that you're next. Let me just make sure you're next. Checking the time, make sure I'm on time here. I believe now. Oh, I've got Michelle. I'm sorry, I have to go in order. I've got Michelle and then I've got Sydney. Okay? Michelle, are you still here? Because if Michelle's here, then it is your time. I've got Michelle, and then I've got Sydney, and we're all good. And I will finish in enough time to be able to make it to my Elay, to make it to my house. What a great morning. I'm starving to death. I'm ready for my cheesy eggs and cinnamon raisin toast. Cobra Kai. Let me explain something to you. Okay, just going to explain something to you guys so that you understand something. I need everybody in the room to understand what I do. If you follow me and in some kind of way you're having some kind of feels about me, wearing these alekes, wearing this bandana that means nothing, and reading tarot cards and oracle cards, and you're asking yourself, what is this, you know, palm colored person doing sitting here wearing these beads and reading tarot cards? I want to be very, very, very specific about what I do. I'm a spiritualist, an espiritista. I practice spiritism. That's my first path as an oracle. And I've been reading tarot and oracle cards for 20 years. So when somebody comes to me to read, because people are coming in saying that people can come in and say this guy is like a scammer or something. I've been reading people's oracle cards and tarot cards for 20 years. It's what I do. When I go live, when people come to me for a spiritual consultation, that's what I do. If somebody wants to get a reading in the tradition, in Ifa, if somebody wants to get get a reading in Lukumi, I have priests and priestesses in Lukumi that I will send people to if they're interested in that. If somebody is interested in voodoo, they can go to my Mambo. I'll send them to my Mambo. I am not in any way, shape, or form sitting here pretending to be a priest or giving any kind of priestly advice to people. I am a spiritualist, but I will send you to priests and priestesses in Orisha tradition, in voodoo tradition, if that's something that you want. And also, if you're interested in African American slave magic, hoodoo, root work, and conjure, I can send you to one of my best friends in the world, Mama Sunfire, okay, who can teach you everything that you need to know about diasporic practices that happened in the South. So I'm not sitting over here pretending to be something I'm not. I'm just somebody who is part of the traditions. That's all. I'm highly educated about the traditions and I can answer questions about it, but I am not a priest. So by no means do not think that I'm doing anything other than sitting here doing spiritualist work. Ashe, thank you. I appreciate what you're saying. I'm an espiritista. That's what I am first. And 99.9% of everything I do, I work with my spirit guides and I work with my ancestors. Okay, so I just need everybody to calm down. I know that there's a knee-jerk reaction for some reason when people see someone who's made a TikTok video or someone who's live that's wearing alekes, and all of a sudden everybody's so concerned. I need everybody not to be concerned. So go to Mama Sunfire. If you're looking for a root worker, blessings to you. I appreciate that. Maybe one day when I'm an Olorisha, or I have trained to be a priest of my Orisha, maybe I will offer some divination services, not on TikTok, not in a live. So, okay, so when that happens, I'll let you know. I'll let y'all know when that happens. It would be very different if I was sitting here. Anybody who's trying to do like an Ifa reading on a live TikTok or the Dilagun, be highly skeptical of that. Could you imagine that if somebody was offering live readings in Ifa? Oh my God. Pandemonium. Has anyone seen that? Hey, Summer. Hey, Michelle. Hold on. I gotta make sure that your cards are shuffled really, really well. I'm receiving my Orishas in May. That's when I'm going into ceremony. That's when I'm going to be receiving Oshun. I was hoping to receive Orisha before the first of the year, but I'm going to be going in with several other God brothers and God sisters, and we're getting initiated at the same time. So I just have to wait. That's all. And thank you for other people that are members of the tradition that have been supportive to me despite other people's negative talk. One other thing, let me just go off for a second. One thing I've never understood about some Santeros and some Paleros and some other people in the tradition, like Babalaos, I don't understand why you would beg for people to come receive initiation or be online advertising yourself, offering divination and initiation. And the people that offer initiations to people and then they get initiated into it and then they want to turn around and trash the person. Isn't it you that brought the person to the tradition? Aren't you the person that crowned that person? Aren't you the person that scratched that person? Aren't you the person that gave that person their La Tet? What's against the rules, Sterling? Yeah. Yes, Sterling. This is not a proselytizing spiritual path. This is not a spirit. This is not a proselytizing path. If someone is supposed to be here, they'll be here. The only thing I say in my lives is if somebody showed up because they're interested in this stuff, then I'll direct them to a priest or a priestess. That's all. That's the only thing I say. Sterling, my friend, I am done. I've got 2 more readings to do and then I'm done. My Elay is having a meeting at 2 p.m. I've got to be there for my family, got to be there for my house. So I'm trying to get these 2 readings started, but I go live frequently. So please come back because I would love to read you. Hey, Michelle. Almost there. Well, you know what, P? I'm going to be honest with you, okay? I have done everything 100% proper. I have not bypassed any of the priest or priestesses that when I received my elekes, when I got scratched, when I got my lave tet, when I received Ifa in Cuban Ifa. I've done everything. I did everything that the priests and priestesses that I worked with told me to do. I did everything I was told. I never did anything more or less than what I was told in the tradition. And I've never pretended to be anything that I'm not. I've never pretended to be anything more than a spiritualist. Even as a member of these traditions, I've never pretended to be anything more than just a spiritual guide or a spiritual life coach. So I don't know why people have a problem with me. Well, I mean, I do, but I'm not going to go there. All right, Michelle, baby, you ready? I'm starting your time. Make sure that you screen record this or write stuff down so that you can remember. All right? Did your mother pass away, Michelle? Is your mother still alive? Your mother passed away? Yeah. She's like really, really, really present, and she came in like really fast. When did she pass away? I mean, how long has she been gone? Did she pass because of cancer? She had like some kind of breast cancer? Yes, I'm so sorry to hear that. I okay, but it was like it was some kind of medical thing. It was some kind of medical thing. I want you to know that she loves you very much. I want you to know that she loves you very much, and she came in like right there as soon as I started laying down cards, your mom came for you. I just need to put it to you like this, okay? I don't know what kind of relationship you had with your mother. I don't know whether or not she was a good mother or whether or not she was a bad mother. But I know that her spirit is strong, and for whatever reason, she wants you to know that she loves you and she's there with you. So don't ever wonder whether or not your mother is still with you, okay? I need you to accept that. I need you to really embrace that. She is still with you. And let me tell you, I'm not going to say I'm never wrong, but the spirit the spirit is very, very strong, okay? So much love to you and much love to your mother, okay? And I would recommend doing something for her this week, okay? Put out like her favorite sweets, put out her favorite drink, you know? If you don't have an ancestor shrine or you don't have a place to honor your ancestors, you need to do that. It's very, very simple. Create a place in your home to honor your dead. Create a place in your home to honor the spiritual world and your lineage, okay? And start with your mom. Put out a white candle, a glass of water, iconography that reminds you of your mom, that reminds you of your family's cultural heritage. It could be Celtic, Scottish, African, indigenous, Mesoamerican, doesn't matter. Put out things, trinkets that remind you of your family line, and put a picture of your mother there, just her face, because you can sit there and you can talk to her and you can put out a drink for her, you can put out food for her. If you're making a meal that she liked when she was alive, get a little bowl and put a little bit of that food in that bowl and put it on the ancestor altar because your mom is still very actively with you in life. Okay? Your mom says that you've been having trouble sleeping. That's the other thing that's coming through. You're having problems sleeping. You're not getting enough sleep. You're not getting enough rest. Or there's something disturbed with your sleep at night, or you're getting up frequently, or maybe even having like bad dreams. Is that something that's happening to you? I'm going to give you a couple of things that you need to think about. I want you to turn off all electronic devices, and I want you to turn off the phone, and I want you to like stop being on social media after a certain time of night, like after 10 o'clock at night, no more. Benedición. No more late night electronic devices for you, okay? I need you to play soft music. I need you to calm down, okay? I need you to relax. Don't drink alcohol in the evening before going to sleep. Do not use cannabis or any other kind of smoking anything before going to sleep. You need to get some herbal teas. An herbal tea that you can get is called Z-Tox, ZZZTOX. That's a particular tea that's made by a company called Jeans Greens, JeansGreens. That's an herbal tea company, and that particular tea has chamomile, it has peppermint and stevia, it has golden seal, it has yarrow, and it also has its primary ingredient is whatchamacallit, the herb that makes you sleep. Well, it's got catnip in it too, and it's got one more herb, valerian. You need to try to drink some valerian tea. about 2 hours before you go to sleep, okay? So that you don't feel like you have to get up and pee in the middle of the night. About 2 hours before you go to sleep, have some valerian tea. But are you taking any sleeping medication? You do not want to take any kind of valerian root if you're on some kind of Ambien or some other kind of sleep medication. Have you been put on some kind of sleep medication? Not anymore. Have you tried to quit smoking recently? I don't perceive you as a smoker, but that's just another question that came up in the back of my mind. Let me keep going on here with the reading. Okay, all right. Spirit is telling you that right now there's some kind of purification that you need to go through, that there's like there's kind of like a purge that needs to happen in the physical body. So I'm going to recommend that you do like maybe a juice fast, okay? Maybe you spend, I'll tell you the best way to do a fast, okay? If you're not dealing with any kind of blood sugar related issues. If you limit your calories down to like 300 calories a day for like a day or two, that's considered fasting. Another thing that you can do is, just drink broths for about 24 to 48 hours, or tea or coffee with no cream and sugar in it. But your system needs a break. Your digestive system needs a break, and you need to clean in some kind of way, okay? So you need to look into that. Whatever pulls you towards that. I'm not doing any more readings today, guys. I'm all set. Hold on, let me regroup myself. You're an empath. You have spiritual abilities as an empath. That's something that's coming through for you. You pull the Lover's card, and when I pull the Lover's card for someone, it talks about being an empath. So we need to talk about that real quick, okay? Being an empath sucks ass. It's horrible. Being an empath it's the worst psychic ability to have. It's the worst psychic gift. If you're a real empath, you're going to be sensitive to light. You're going to be sensitive to noise. You're going to be sensitive touching other people, or people touching you when you're not ready to be touched will be jolting for your energy. The people, places, and things you surround yourself with are going to affect you dramatically, because you're like a sponge. You absorb the energy that's around you, okay? You're constantly picking up on the vibe and the feeling of people around you. And if you're a real empath, it'll make you physically ill. There are people who get dizzy. There are people that fall over. There are people that automatically feel a sick feeling in their stomach when they go certain places. You might get hives. You might get a rash, okay? And you might go to the doc. This is the number one thing. And you go to the doctor and they tell you nothing's wrong with you. If you're an empath and you're going to the doctor saying, I don't know why, I feel bad, I don't feel good, there's something wrong with my stomach, this and that and this and that. They run diagnostic tests on you. They take blood work from you and they say your blood looks fine. The diagnostics looks fine. There's nothing physically wrong with you. If you're in that situation, that is a spiritual problem. That is a spiritual problem. It requires a spiritual solution. And as an empath, baby, what I'm telling you to do is you need to sit down with a piece of paper. Here I go with my piece of paper. You need to sit down with a piece of paper and you need to draw a line down that piece of paper. And on one side, you need to write down all of the areas, people, places, and things that you go around that make you feel good, that make you feel uplifted, that don't fatigue you. People that make you feel energized, places and situations that make you feel energized. And on the other side, you need to make a list of all of the people, places, and things that drain you of your energy. The number one way for an empath to know whether or not they're in a situation that's not good for them is to recognize when their energy is getting drained. Yeah, I get it, Michelle. Me too. Me too. I get it. Spirit is talking about community for you, okay? you're just going to have to catch me when I'm live. I never know when I'm going to go live because I'm just in the mood for it. Okay. You pulled Kava Kava. Okay. You pulled community, the community card in the herbal astrology deck. Spirit is telling you, excuse me, Spirit is telling you that there's a spiritual community that you need to be a part of. You're searching for a spiritual community. There's a spiritual community that you need to be a part of, and you need to, if you have not found that community yet, you need to keep seeking it, keep looking for it, keep trying to find it. You will find a sweet spot. You will find the people around you, or find yourself surrounded by people around you that have your best interest in heart and are not going to drain you. You need to do divination on that yourself, okay? Keep looking. It's okay. That's one of the things that's going to be very important for you on your life journey and your spiritual path. You also pulled the Ten of Coins. And the Ten of Coins is a really, really great card to pull because the Ten of Coins talks about your ancestors, and it talks about your ancestor spirits, and that the ancestors love you very much and they care about you very much. And the coins, the Ten of Coins, talk about them trying to bring you prosperity. They're trying to bring you wealth. They're trying to bring you stability in life. Why do I have a feeling like you're trying to get pregnant or you're interested in having children? Are you actively trying to get knocked up? Or do you want more children? All right. Well, be very, very careful because you pulled the womb card. Okay. The womb card specifically talks about the womb and everything related to all things female, life, the creation of new life. Maybe that could mean take care of your reproductive health. Okay. Hey, baby. Hey, Death Becomes Him. Good to see you. Pay attention to your reproductive health. If you're a lesbian, that's really, really good. Great. You don't have to worry about any of that. But pay attention to your reproductive health and everything that has to do with the ovaries and the womb and everything like that. Okay? Just pay attention to it. Those are the only two messages that I can pull from that particular card, but it's one of my favorite cards. Okay? Hold on, I'm regrouping. Your mother really threw me off. Your mom coming in like that at the very beginning, that was a very powerful psychic message to get. I think it was the most powerful message for you today, but I'm still going with it. Um, you pull the Ten of Pentacles twice. Whenever I pull the same card twice, that's usually very significant. So you are very connected to your ancestors. They love you very, very much. Be on guard for that low-key depression, okay? Sarah, I'm not doing any more readings right now. Not today. I'm all set for the day. Spirit says be careful of that low-key depression. Pay attention to if you're on any kind of medication, okay? Stay on your medication. Don't stop taking your medication. If you're dealing with sadness, if you're dealing with any kind of that, you pulled the Five of Cups for me, and the Five of Cups usually talks about, issues surrounding like being sad, okay? And that's good that you're very connected with your ancestors and your spirit guides because so here's the thing, whenever I lay down divination, I know from the very beginning, from laying down the cards, whether or not somebody needs to do more ancestor work or not. Because when the ancestor spirits are happy, they always say so. And when the spirit guides are happy, they always say so. That's just something that always comes out for me. Spirit is saying that you need to be open to allowing other people to help you. You need to be open and allow other people to give you the support that you need. Don't push other people away, okay? When people offer you their friendship, accept it. I mean, Hold on. This is going to be a little complex, okay? When people are offering to help you in life, be gracious, have gratitude, and accept the help. Just because you accept from people does not mean that you need to lower your boundaries, because you really need to pay attention to your boundaries. As an empath in life, you really need to pay attention to your boundaries, making sure that you maintain those healthy boundaries between you and other people. And if there are people in your life right now who are not respecting your boundaries, you need to create a new boundary between you and those people. No, you don't need the eucalyptus. Maintain healthy boundaries between you and other people. Okay, hold on. Okay, this is another one. This is a good one that's coming through for you, and you might like this. You also have fairies with you. Okay, you pulled my fairy card. And whenever I pull my fairy card, this is my fairy card. Whenever somebody pulls my fairy card, I've got several fairy cards because I work with fairies. Okay, so they come to me. If you have not done fairy work or worked with the little people, you should think about it. You might even want to think about going out to the forest or outside your home or somewhere else and actually doing something for the fairies, acknowledging them, talking to them, and taking them some kind of offering. Things that fairies like are like shiny objects, glitter, sweet cakes like cupcakes with a lot of frosting on them, honey, molasses, syrup, even milk, okay, are things that you can take out to the woods and offer as an offering. But they'll take anything that has to do with flowers and fruit, although I do not recommend taking cut flowers or any. They love flowers, so you might want to put your offerings around flowers or close to like a bunch of flowers for fairies, but don't like cut flowers and take, because that's like not good. That's not what the fairies want to see. They don't want to see people. That's not something you would do if you were doing an offering to the fairies. So that's very important for you to do, okay? You have a spirit that's coming to me, and this particular spirit is. Do you have a lot of Celtic stuff in your family line? Because you got like a spirit that's around you that's coming through very like druidic, like the druids, older gentlemen over the age of 70, white, Northwestern European, white beard, something like that, but someone who seems very, very Druish, okay? You're Irish. Are you delving deep into your Celtic roots? Are you delving deep into the Celtic path? There are Celtic spirits that want you to interact with them in the realm of working with Celtic spirits. You know what? I feel very inspired to tell you. My friend Leah, she works with the Ogham, and the Ogham is the Celtic tree oracle that the Druids used to use. And I don't remember the name of the book. The name of the book is like the Celtic tree oracle or something like that. I'm going to find out what the name of that book is. Next time I'm live, come into my live and ask me. But I think it might be called the Celtic Tree Oracle. I think you should look into that, okay? And since we're talking about fairies and druids and the Celts and all of that, you need to focus on working with trees. Tree magic would be very good for you. There's a couple of books I have that talk about practicing magic with trees, and I think you should do that. Okay. My time is running out for you, my love, but those are all of the messages that I could pull, as many messages as I could pull clearly in the time that we had to spend with one another, okay? Everybody remember, if you don't want to get a live reading on live because the issues you're working with are too sensitive to be talked about in public, I do offer private readings. You can book a private reading with me. I'm doing a discount on private readings now. I don't know the name of the book. You guys are going to have to come back after I find out what the name of the book is. I don't know. Hold on. Actually, let me look it up on Amazon. I know what the book looks like. Let me type in Celtic Tree. This. I found it. I found it. I believe it is this. It's called Celtic Tree Magic. Celtic Tree Magic. Ogham Lore and Druid Mysteries by Danu Forrest. Danu Forrest is cool. I love her work. Danu Forrest also did a book on fairies. Ah, that's why I like her. There's another book called Wild Magic. Okay. I know that's backwards. I know that TikTok mirrors the video. It's called Wild Magic. That's a very, very good book. Okay, I know I've got one more. Sydney, I've got one more person to read. I've got my last reading, and then I've got to go. Then I got to get the F out of here. You hear, Sydney? All right, I'm shuffling up your cards. What a wonderful day. What a beautiful day in my neighborhood. I'm starving. I'm starving to death. All right, well, just hang tight. We're going to see what comes out, okay? Whether it's spiritual advice or advice that you need in relationships or some other thing, don't tell me anything. Don't tell me anything. Because I don't need people calling me a phony or a fake. Here's the thing, though, people, about the way I read. My cards mean what they mean, okay? The cards mean what they mean, okay? So that's why you might hear me say the same thing to more than one person, because these cards are speaking absolutes. The card always means the same thing. It might have multiple meanings, which I will disclose during the reading, but I can trust that these cards and my spirits, the spirits that walk with me, are going to give me accurate messages. The whole, I had no idea that Michelle's mom had passed away at all. She showed up. She just showed up. So I've been a medium my entire life. I didn't really acknowledge my mediumship abilities until much later on in life. If I would have honed my medium skills when I was younger or practiced them more, I probably would be a lot better than what I am, but so is life. I want to thank all of you for being with me today and hanging out with me today. For those of you who came to listen to me read, and for those of you who came for me to read you, I have nothing but love for you, and I appreciate your support. And it means the world to me that you trust me enough to divine for you. I'm always humbled when somebody asks me to do a reading, because I realize that when you get a reading from someone, it does impact your life. It will impact your life, either in a positive way or a negative way. That's why it's very important that people who decide that they want to be readers, that they want to do mediumship work, or they want to be tarot and oracle card readers, they need to realize that when they give people messages, they actually affect other people's lives. Hey, Jan. You're more than welcome. You are more than welcome. Jules, come back another day and get a reading. For real. Hey, Ashley. I am doing one more reading right now, and then I am done. Then I need to go. Get one, Leslie. Definitely get one. Help support a broke bitch. Help support a broke bitch. I take care of you guys, and you guys take care of me. The love and energy that you have shown me today by paying me to do readings is going to help get my serpentine belt fixed on my motherfucking car, because I need a new serpentine belt. And that shit ain't cheap. When I'm live, I charge $20 for 20 minutes, but I'm done for the day. I'm not going to be doing readings after this one because I have to go be with my Elay. Just wait. Just when you see me live, just jump in as fast as you can, because I never know when I'm going to go live, because I have to wake up and be in the mood for it. Doing these live readings takes a lot of energy out of me. I'm not going to lie. That's awesome, Jules. Okay, one more time. One more time for Sydney. Ashe, ashe, ashe. Thank you, Sunny. That's very kind of you. Thank you for all of those kind words. Guess what? I have spit on my cards. I have spit on my cards, but I stopped spitting on my cards because they get gross. We just need people to stop being so goddamn judgmental. You know, when I first got on this app 3 years ago, I was viciously attacked and adult bullied for a very, very long time. For years, I endured abuse on this app, with people just being nasty to me for no goddamn reason. And then one morning I woke up and I was like, I'm not going to allow other people to bother me anymore. I'm not going to allow other people's opinions or feelings about me to damage my life. And I was a lot happier after that. I'm not trying to prove anything to anybody. Here's the other thing. Don't ever allow some other person to come along and tell you that they're more spiritual than you are. I'm not telling you to be arrogant. I'm not telling you to be obstinate. I'm not telling you not to open your eyes and ears and listen and take people's spiritual advice. But please, by no means, don't allow some motherfucker who comes around with some initiation or some other kind of title to make you feel less than. Less than anything. Your spiritual path is your spiritual path. You're the only person that dreams your dreams. You're the only person that has your spiritual experiences. You're the only person that goes into that room and gets initiated and comes out on the other side. You're the person that experiences that. It's your Ori. It's your divine consciousness that is leading you through this life. Stop listening to other people's opinions about you, because other people's opinions do not matter. The older I get, the less fucks I give every single day about all of it. You know, I'm just waiting for the aliens to show up, you know? Here's my opinion about it. Here's my opinions about it. My opinion about it is that worry about yourself. Pay attention to your own spiritual stuff. I'm getting ready to go into Itefa. I'm being fully initiated in Ifa soon. That means I'm going to be receiving my Orishas, and I'm also going to be getting fully initiated into the tradition. I've been initiated into several different traditions, but I'm in Asheshe, which is, well, I'm in traditional Nigerian Ifa. The house that I'm in is traditional. So, if that answers your question about where I'm at on my journey. When I say what's bad. Good, Bessie. Good for you. What's bad? What did you say was bad? What did you say was bad? Well, guess what? Ifa doesn't, even though the Ifa religion has been maintained by the Yoruba people for the past like 10,000 years, Ifa is not, Ifa is a world religion. It doesn't proselytize, but anyone can come to Ifa. And if it comes out in divination, you know, that you should be initiated in some kind of way, or there's something you need to receive, like your hand in Ifa, the Orishas will tell you. Or if you're meant to be a spiritualist and you need to be practicing your spiritual gifts and do that, Ifa will tell you. Everything that we do in these traditions is divined upon by priests. So your ethnicity and your race has nothing to do with this tradition at all. That's the truth. And if people don't like that, then they don't need to be a part of it. Because anywhere you go where there's people that practice Orisha, you're going to find white people, black people, indigenous people, Hispanic people, all kinds of people. Yeah, well, let me tell you something. I didn't wake up one morning and decide that it was a good idea to put my big fucking white face in the middle of African diasporic spirituality. Like, that wasn't my intention or my goal ever in life. It just happened. And it wasn't my choice. I was a Wiccan. I was a happy Wiccan. I thought I was just fine. I had my little horn god and triple goddess statue, casting my little magic circle and calling the quarters and working with the fairies. I thought I was just fine. I was practicing my Northwestern European witchcraft. And then the Orisha showed up. And I was like, God damn. Oshun is my mother, and she is the most important in my life. Can you still hear me, Michelle? Can you hear me, Michelle? I just took my headset off. Ghoulie Ghoul, you need to go see my priestess. Well, guess what? You can find out. Y'all, I gotta do this reading, yo. I gotta do this reading. Okay, Sydney. Here we go. Let's see what kind of advice the spirit has for you today. Well, they are giving you advice, that's for sure. Wow. You said you needed help, and you weren't lying.
I'm not only gonna tell you the things that the spirits are saying are a problem, but I'm also gonna tell you the advice that you need, because they're being very, very specific and very, very clear. Okay. The first thing I need you to understand is that maintaining and putting up an ancestor altar is very, very important to you, like everyone else. Depending on how the cards fall, I will recommend whether or not someone should or should not attend to their ancestor shrine. If you have not created an ancestor altar or an ancestor shrine yet, it's very important that you do, okay? And I can help you at some other time when it comes to starting your ancestor work. Or you can buy the book Badass Ancestors by Patty Wigington. Badass Ancestors. Very important book if you have not started your ancestral journey, okay? Okay, let me be really clear. I can tell you how to start that today. Are you ready? Get a glass of water and get a tea light. A tea light is just fine. That's enough. Find a place in your home that you want to dedicate to your ancestors or your dead as a shrine, okay? Clean the place so that it's clean. Put down your white candle, put down your glass of water, and say a prayer to God or the divine or source or the goddess or whatever it is that you pray to as your higher power. And then ask for your highly elevated ancestors and ancestral spirits to start coming to you so that they can guide you, so that they can offer you protection, and so they can help you figure out what it is that you need to achieve in life. It's very, very important that you start that path. Let me tell you something. You've always felt alone. You've always felt alone. You've always felt emotionally cut off from everyone around you. You've spent a lot of time alone, meditating on life. You're a very serious person. I even feel at some point in time in the past that you might even have tried to yeet yourself out of existence. Is that something that happened to you? Okay. I know. I knew that. You need to understand something about yourself, okay? This is very, very deep, and I need you to pay attention to what I'm about to say. Who you really are is pure consciousness, spirit. Who you really are is pure spirit and consciousness and energy. And when you took your first breath at the moment that you were born, and your spirit and your consciousness merged with the physical body, you became a living, breathing being. That is the idea in indigenous spirituality, that the person becomes a living being when you start breathing, okay? You have to understand that your physical body and your spirit are not always going to agree with one another. And it seems to me like there's ancestral grief or ancestral trauma or intergenerational problems coming through for you in this reading. Okay. So for one thing, you need to ask yourself, why are you suffering unnecessarily? Pain is inevitable in life, but suffering is a choice. And we all have the ability to, hold on a second. Everyone has the ability to choose happiness, choose a better life. What we need to do is we need to sit down and break down what's going on around you, because I feel like there's a lot of situations going on around you that are keeping you going in like this circle. Okay. Let me get over here. Spirit is talking about you're having problems sleeping. Spirit is talking about nightmares, that you might have. Spirit is also talking about, like I said before, feelings of doing harmful things to yourself or having some low-key depression. I want to encourage you to please reach out and get a therapist, get a psychiatrist, talk to somebody. It might be that you need medication that's going to help regulate those feelings that you have. You need to stop smoking before you go to bed. Okay, because smoking before you go to bed is affecting your dreams. It will affect your dreams, and that's something that you need to stop. You need to focus on finding other ways, not just using cannabis, other ways to help self-soothe you so that you can get good rest, so that you can get good sleep. And I'm going to tell you what's coming through here. Spiritually, you pulled valerian, which actually is a sleeping herb. Valerian. And the valerian card talks about acceptance. Accepting yourself first. Acceptance of yourself and recognizing that you're a divine entity. You're a divine being having a earthly physical experience. Spirit talks about strength. You pulled my strength card. And the strength card talks about you have everything that it is that you need to be successful in life. You pulled my forest bathing card. And the forest bathing card is telling you that you need to go out into the woods, into the forest, and talk to the nature and talk to the spirits of the trees and ask them to clean you off. Ask them to clean you off and also do some kind of spiritual bath. I want you to go back to my TikTok profile. I want you to see the video I posted yesterday. Talks about how to make a white bath or a purification bath, something to clean yourself off. What I want you to do is I want you to go out into nature. I want you to wear something. Thank you. Got it. I want you to go out into nature and wear something light that you can actually take off and pour the spiritual bath on top of yourself and then put your clothes back on. But you need to release that stuff and you need to release it in nature. You don't need to be afraid to go outside. What you need is you need to call a friend to come over and remove that wasp nest or or call an exterminator, okay? You absolutely 100% can go down and bathe in the river. And then after you bathe in the river, then use a spiritual bath like coconut milk with essential oils, with Florida water, colonia, maybe a shot of gin or rum or vodka to put a little alcohol in there. You need to clean yourself off with the fresh herbs. And here's a bath that you can do if you don't want to do it outside. Get some Epsom salt, okay? Put a cup or two of Epsom salt in your bathtub if you have a bathtub. Buy some fresh basil, okay? Put the fresh basil in the bathtub and rip it up with your hands and use some essential oils like lavender or eucalyptus or tea tree and sit in that salt bath with the essential oils and with the fresh basil and rub the fresh basils all over your body. Basil and mint, really, really great plants for removing negative energy, but basil is safer than mint as far as like any kind of allergic reaction would be on your skin. I want you to do a basil bath. Okay. I need you to focus on spiritual baths and spiritual bathing as part of your spiritual practice. That is really, really important for you. Okay. Cleaning yourself off. And I'm going to tell you something else that's very important for you. Prayer. Okay. You pulled, I love this card. It's the card of prayer. Okay. I need you to think about being more verbal being more active in your communication. I need you to express yourself to your spirits, telling them what it is that you need, what it is that you want, emotionally, mentally, spiritually, and physically. Okay? And what Jules just said is 100% true. Nature is more healing than anything else that you can have around you. So you need to heal. And I also want to put this out there to you. Another important card that came through for you is your physical health. You need to be paying attention to your physical health. If you have not seen a doctor in a long time or a while, you also need to make sure that you're healthy. Your physical health and your emotional health is like the number one priority that's coming through in this reading. Okay, so I want to make it very clear to you, your spirits have not abandoned you. Your guardian angel is a spirit that is tethered to you, attached to you, that walks with you through your entire life. You've got a spirit that showed up at the moment of your birth, that committed, that made a pact with you before you even arrived, that it was going to guide you in life. You have that guardian angel, that guardian spirit. Everyone has one, and you have one. It is not going anywhere. All your ancestors, whether you're actively working with them or not, especially the highly elevated ones, they have not left you. Your Egbe are your spiritual companions in the source, okay? We call them the spiritual companions, which is also like spirit guides. Those people that walk with you in the spiritual world, those invisibles that you can't see, your spiritual court, they are there for you. There are a lot of people that are there for you. You are not alone. You might feel alone as an individual person. I feel alone too, baby. You're not the only person. You're not the only person that feels alone in this world. My parents fucking abandoned me when I was 20 years old. They disowned me. Okay? I got shut off and cut off from my family and my friends and my church when I was like 21 years old. And I haven't had family around me for 20 years. I haven't had that emotional support. But I get my emotional support from the spirits that walk with me, that are my family. And this feeling that you have, the separation feeling that you have, that you've always had, it's time to break that down and realize that that's an illusion. That is something that you're projecting into the world, because you're never alone. You're never alone. Your spirits will be there for you like that if you sit down and you light a candle and you start talking to them, okay? Your spirits are always with you. You pull the suspended person, okay? Or you pull the hanged man card. What does the suspended person say? The suspended person says, stop sacrificing your own self. Stop sacrificing the things that you want in life, the things that you need on back for other people that don't appreciate you. Stop sacrificing yourself and stop sacrificing your own needs for people that are not reciprocating that level of commitment to you. If you're putting out and putting out and putting out in a relationship, and you're constantly giving in a relationship, and that other person is not meeting you halfway, that is a relationship that needs to change. And if it doesn't change within a determined amount of time, it needs to end. If you're in a relationship with someone and it is not going the way that you want it to go, you sit that motherfucker down and you tell them, I need the relationship to function like this if you want me to stay. And then you give it 6 months and you commit to yourself. I'm going to give this motherfucker 6 months to figure their shit out and be able to reciprocate what I'm putting into the relationship. And if at that 6-month period of time rolls around and it's the same and you're still in the same situation with the same person dealing with the same shit, guess what? It's time to do something else. But you need to be focusing on making yourself happy. Not making yourself happy at the expense of other people's happiness. But you have your divine right is to be happy in life, to have your head held up high, for you to be surrounded by people that love you and support you, okay? And I feel like you did not get that as a child. I feel like there was a lot of lack for you, okay, as a child and as a teenager, that there were not people that were there for you, okay, like genuine friends or even family members that were supposed to give you support that were emotionally unavailable. And I'm not telling you to do shadow work. I'm telling you that you need to focus on the friends, family, and spirits that are there for you. And anybody that is not actively trying to help you in life, that you need to reconsider how much interaction you have with them, okay? 5 of Wands comes for you. 5 of Wands says, don't allow other people to drag you into the middle of their problems. Don't allow other people to drag your ass into some kind of fight that's not even yours. It's not your place to fight other people's fights. You know what? It is better to be alone and create new healthy boundaries, because the people that will respect those boundaries will come. That you set new boundaries for yourself, good for you. Good for you that you set new boundaries about how you want to be treated, how you want to feel. Hold on and maintain those boundaries. Don't go backwards, okay? Keep those boundaries, and people that actually respect you and love you and respect those boundaries, you will find them, and they will find you. You will find them, they will find you, but you have to stick to your guns. God damn, I didn't think I was going to be going on a full 100% life coaching session. You pull the 10 of Pentacles, and the 10 of Pentacles talks about that your ancestors love you very much and they care about you very much. That's very good for you. There's no reason for you to ever feel like you're alone, okay? Your spirits want you to be balanced. They want you to find balance and harmony in life. Spirit says there are actions that you need to take in order to create positive change in your life. That's not just something you can think about, but there are active changes that you need to make in life. Action. There's actions that you need to take that are going to lead you to the place that you want to be. Don't be passive. Don't be passive, okay? 3 of Pentacles comes for you, and 3 of Pentacles talks about how there's something that you need to learn. There's something that you need to study. You need to be reading books, okay? You need to be focusing on things that you want to accomplish in life and your spiritual path. So Spirit is saying that there's a lot of learning that you need right now. It might even be learning that you need to do that will help you with your work, that will provide better work for you or get you a raise in life, okay? That's very important. Spirit says that you need to be patient. And focus on work. So, I mean, they've given you a lot of stuff to do. But right now, what I think you need to be concerned about is your financial stability and your health and your emotional stability. There's nothing in here talking about you being in a relationship with another person. Doesn't say anything about any kind of romantic relationship or a relationship with another person. Doesn't talk about that right now. That's not what this reading is about. This reading is about you taking care of you first and maintaining those healthy boundaries. All right, hold on. Spirit is talking about you changing your brain. It's talking about neuroplasticity and how you have to actively, consciously every single day wake up in the morning and make the decision that today is you're not going to be negative about yourself and you're not going to allow negativity around you to bother you. Then you need to focus on yourself and your work. Figure out what kind of work. You need to take your medication. If doctors have prescribed medication, this is a message for you and for everyone else. Are you ready? Taking psychiatric medication is not going to harm your psychic abilities, because you cannot be a good psychic, you cannot be a good medium, you cannot be a good witch, or you cannot be a good whatever the hell it is that you practice if you're not balanced emotionally, mentally, spiritually, physically, if you're not in balance. I take antipsychotic medication. I take risperidone. That's one of the medications I take. They don't just give that to anybody. That's not a drug that they just hand out. Okay? So what I'm telling you is, if I'm on the kind of heavy drugs that I'm on, and I can still see spirits of the dead that show up, I'm here to tell you that your spiritual gifts and abilities have nothing to do with the medication that you need to take care of yourself, okay? I love you. I'm sending you my love. I love all of you, but my time here is up. And now I have 15 minutes to have something to eat. And then I'm going to be going to my Elay to be with my Ianifa, my priestess, and enjoy the comfort and fellowship with my God brothers and God sisters. So I want you to know that I hope that you all have a great rest of the day, that you keep your faith, that you keep doing exactly what you're doing, that you don't allow people to harass you. And I also want you to remember, other people's opinions about you and how you practice your spirituality don't matter. And how other people feel about you also don't matter. Okay? So have a great rest of the day, guys. I'll see you soon. I might be on later this evening.